everybody, and welcome to the RHAP B&B for episode 12 of Survivor 44. We're closing out the Dirty Dozen as this ball is rolling its way through the final regular vote. As Sam Moore said, the final 60-minute episode of Survivor US in 2023. We've got a hell of a character to send off, a hell of a character that we nearly sent off, and a lot to look forward to as we have but one more week before the whole shebang is brought to a close. Of course, I am Mike Bloom, and I'm guided consistently through the B&B by the co-owner here, sitting in her little gyroscopic ball, calling out to me while I blindly navigate the table maze that is this podcast. It is the great Liana Boraas. Liana, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. The B&B where good things happen. That's such a slogan I've never heard before. I'm just really excited for us to start using that because it's so unique. The B&B where good things happen.
Well, this is where I revealed that I brought on not one, but two guests this week, because this is the staff that will greet you with our new B&B slogan, like these poor Fijian locals had to do upon arriving at the sanctuary. I'd offer them
those feet.
Yeah, I'd offer them a foot massage, but I guess I should call it a meter massage, considering they come from
Not that.
It's up there with one of the stupidest things I've said in my life.
Oh, God.
First, you've heard her giggle beforehand. She may be saying quit it right now to this podcast within a minute, is the great Jenny Autumn. Jenny, how are you?
I am excellent. Confused, excited, the range of emotions right now. It's always a blessing when I get to come onto the B&B. And Mike, I feel like it's been a minute since you and I have been able to chat, especially about Survivor. So I'm like, I have Jamie energy right now. The positivity is flowing. Like nothing could be wrong at all.
Well, we have something fading up on your lower third, much like Jamie's, a fake idol, as it is your partner in life and a fantastic person in and of himself. He is here to show these Survivor players some manners as they are really getting into it, coming into the end game here. It is Phil T. Phil, how you doing?
Hello, did somebody say feet? Hi, Mike. Hello, Papa. Hello, Liana. Thank you for having me on the wonderful Survivor B&B. I was just wondering, Papa, can you burp me so I can burp in your mouth?
Wait, can I burp you so you can burp in
my mouth? Since
I'm
your little baby. I'm your little baby, Mike. So if you burped me, you could burp me, and then I burp into your mouth. If that's
how much chocolate have you eaten? That's going to be the dependence on my answer.
Does anyone like the smell of chocolate?
I don't. Like, I don't think, especially after being eaten, like, I don't think that chocolate is one of those things where it's like, oh, the smell.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I think if you burped in Augustus Gloop's face, like, he would even be disgusted.
He jumped down your throat. No. He jumped down your throat. He gets stuck in there.
Yeah, just gonna say, just like he jumped up that tube. Yeah, I would say like brownies, but not like a chocolate bar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm always thinking of it in the context of like the candy form, but I guess like brownie makes a lot more sense. Like baked goods smells delicious. Okay.
Well,
all right. Do they have brownies?
Burp.
Back on board.
I think we've got a lot of sweet treats to talk about regardless. And not only this penultimate Survivor episode for season 44, but also, I mean, Jenny, the last time we heard from you in a major capacity was a long time ago. I believe it was episode 4, I think you did the feedback show with Rob. So a lot has happened since. Many have said the season has kind of steadied out since then. Largely, Phil, we have yet to get your thoughts in recorded form for Survivor 44 in general. Jenny, I'll start with you. Obviously, as I mentioned before, the landscape has changed profoundly considering episode 4 of this season. We thought, okay, Tika is just slowly bleeding out. Now they are the blood bank, collecting it from everybody else. What have been your thoughts about the sort of journey we have taken from episode 4 to now of Survivor?
So the funny thing is that, like, you know, even in the pre-merge, when it wasn't even just that Tika was going to tribal, I just felt like there was something about these characters, these specific 3 too, that like they were going to be major players in this game in some capacity. I did not think that there would be a chance that we'd be going down to the final 5 with 3 of them still here. That part is definitely so unexpected and quite delightful. Like I don't usually find myself being like, yes, these three people who have been together for like from the beginning. I really hope that this is the final three. Like I'm usually like hoping for like things to get a little messy and mixed up. But like I just love this story, and truly any of these three Tika people winning the game, I can feel good about. And we all know that Jeff said it's a feel good winner. Whatever that means from his definition. But I'm just really, really enjoying how this has gone. Seeing Carolyn come into her own as like now people are actually like seeing her game and respecting it. And we had the big scare of like, okay, they've seen it and they respect it. Now is it time to go? Like I am still fully on board for an ending here where Carolyn could win. I literally see a situation where any of these three could be winning. I don't necessarily know or believe that the three of them will end up in the final three together, although it's definitely possible. We can talk through the different ways this will go, but just to see someone like Carolyn, who is not like anyone that any of us have ever encountered, but there's something so familiar about her to me at the same time. And just like, I don't know, I just like, she's so special. And like to have her give this like speech at tribal council about like how, just because I lead with emotions does not mean I'm not strategic. Like you can do both. Like I'm not going to ever apologize for crying. I was like, yes, queen. Like I view each Survivor season in a vacuum. I am not sitting here comparing it to the old days. Like I want to actually enjoy what I'm watching, and I'm always in it for the characters and like put this many people together and like see what happens with this preset game that we have. Like and this has been a really, really great version. I love this cast. I think we have some really awesome characters at Final Five. And I do believe that we will have a satisfying winner, Jeff Probst. So I have really loved this journey. And just to see that like this hot mess Tika 3 has made their way to the Final Five. Like it's really an incredible story. And say what you will about all like new era stuff. Like I'm just leaving that aside, and I'm just enjoying the experience of watching this season. And I have very much enjoyed it.
Phil, agree, disagree? What are your thoughts about Survivor 44 in its entirety?
Ooh, my first recorded opinion of Survivor 44. Okay. Do I have anything good or different from Jenny to say? Absolutely not. I agree with her.
That's not true. That's not true.
I don't know. For me, I just love like Jenny was saying, like I love seeing somebody like Carolyn do well both strategically and sort of this like emotionally side, I guess is what people are saying. I don't know. I think that Survivor has always been about navigating emotions and reacting to people's how different people will react to different scenarios and being able to manage that. And I think that Carolyn is like an excellent display of that. And I'm happy to see her, crushing it on the screen while being so electric. It's very, very fun. So
I should also quickly just say that like one thing that I didn't expect was I don't know why, and it maybe could still happen, is I did not think that Jam Jam would get this far. I thought that he would be like, I thought he would go like during the jury phase at some point.
Yeah.
And I was really seeing that this story would end with either Carolyn or Carson winning the game. And now we're at this stage where like Jam Jam is still in the mix. All three of them are still in the mix. And like he is also just like an incredible character that I just like I and this is not to shade Carson at all, but I just will say that like of Jam Jam and Carolyn, if either of the two of them win, we have never had a winner like either of them, like at all. Like I just can't, I really just can't think of anyone like that. So the fact that like he has stayed, I just thought that they would get broken up at some point, and I really thought that Jam Jam would be the one that would get targeted, and he's still here and is like a name that has not been dropped by people, which is like one of the only names I feel like that wasn't mentioned in this last episode. So I just want to give him his flowers as well, because he's been an incredible, like, huge narrator of the season. So I'm like, now I'm back in, I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's winning too. So I just wanted to make sure that I was giving him his flowers as well, because I didn't think we'd be here.
Give him his flowers, give him his gas. He walked back with both from that reward.
Ew.
Would you burp in somebody's face if they asked you? I can't burp on command, so I wouldn't be able to do it.
I'm a people pleaser by heart, so like if someone asked me to do, I'd say like 97% of things I would
Same,
probably
Mike.
do it for them.
She
But I don't
didn't
think I
say
can.
burp in my face. She said burp in my mouth. Like I know that she meant her nose, but like burping into someone's mouth is just such a graphic image of like the stank. Just like I can see the little squiggly lines transferring.
No, Phil.
into the other
I'm
person's
getting
mouth.
it. I'm getting it, right? Because like, listen, when you get on the Mary Jane, like you do in your recreational lifestyle, sometimes you do that thing, right, where you go around the circle and you blow smoke into each other's mouths. Could it be that
Ooh.
Carolyn thought burps operated in the same way? Of
She'll get like
okay,
a contact like fullness from.
I think that's like a new kink unlocked. I think that's
Oh,
kind of
God.
cool.
For
I think
you?
it's like, yeah, like blow smoke in my mouth.
If
Like,
you burp in my face, I will throw up on you. Like
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. This is sounding pretty good.
This is
for me.
also calling back to a conversation that Rob and I have recently had on a podcast where like I think that like puke is way more disgusting than poop.
I don't understand that.
So the idea of like, to me, a burp is like a little baby puke. And
Oh, interesting.
I feel like if someone does that into my face or mouth, I'm like absorbing what their puke would be like.
Is a fart a baby shit? I don't.
I mean, it's more like
Kinda.
a preview. It's just a trailer.
Okay. I don't know. I don't really understand.
Out
I'm
of
not,
this narrative.
I'm not following.
Liana's like, what have I done?
We are. You invited us. We are poop and pee. Like we are. That is our duo. Like I don't understand.
The number one
like,
and
where
two
you thought
guests
this
we
was
can
gonna
have on
go.
the B&B this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
It is episode 1-2, so.
Yeah, it's poop and pee on the B&B. Wow, that's. Am I poop or pee?
Oh God, I don't
Really
know
need
if I
to
want to
decide
I got
decide
the
that.
beanie.
You have kind of
Okay.
a pea colored hat.
That's what I
on,
was just gonna say. Anyways, okay.
Like me when I take my B vitamins.
Mm.
It's fluorescent.
So, anyways, Mike, like you were saying, when you smoke the Mary J.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you
Or wait,
smoke
that
Mary
wasn't
J.
what we were talking about. That was
When you-
another.
when
That was
you-
before the last tangent. Okay.
When
so
you hit
before
that
whatever you
fat
smoked.
blunt,
Mhm. As you do.
that's when I like bust myself up as a narc.
You know,
Hello,
as
kids.
one does, right, guys? Wink.
Got some of that devil's lettuce.
Is when I reveal I'm the Derek Levasseur and I actually just go into high schools and pretend.
Just put a
Got any
beanie on, you'll be
cron?
fine.
Anyone got
Yeah,
the
that's what
devil's
Phil's
grass
doing.
around?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ay,
420,
ay,
am I
ay.
right?
420.
It's actually 5:20. Oh, it's actually 5:19. Never mind.
April
Wrong day.
20th, am I right? Oh my gosh. Okay, disgusting. Can we move on,
Where are we?
please? Any other
Yeah.
anything
Yeah, well,
else?
Liana,
Literally
what do
anything.
you want to talk about? It was a close. Well, listen, it was apparently a close call for Carolyn. I think a lot of people are wondering in retrospect, how close was Jam Jam to actually pulling the trigger
Mhm.
on this thing? It's always tough to gauge because we have to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Hopefully next week. In your opinion, how close do you think we were getting to worst case scenario, Carolyn getting booted here?
I think it was close. And I think what really gives it away is his conversation with Carson. Because even within the confessionals, that can be frank and bit together to be like, give me the reasons why you would vote out Carolyn, you know? But a conversation with another player in the game where you're like, dude, she's genuinely a big threat. That to me is giving an indication that he's really seriously considering it, especially because the narrative this episode felt like Carson says no, Jam Jam says yes. And then they sort of like are going back and forth about what decision they're going to make because we heard Carson over and over give confessionals. It's too soon. It's too soon. It's too soon. I need Carolyn. I need Carolyn. I need Carolyn. And I think they're emphasizing that fact to go against what Jam Jam is trying to do. So I think it was genuine. I think he was seriously considering it. I'm happy ultimately that he didn't end up making the move because I love Carolyn, although sad to see Jamie go. It could have been a little bit of self-fulfilling prophecy as well, right? Because you have that group of the four of Carson, Jam Jam, Lauren, and Jamie sitting around the fire being like, yeah, we got to get Carolyn out. You start to hear that over and over and over again, and you start to believe it. Like, yeah, you're right. She is a big threat. We really do need to consider getting her out. So unless you're as steadfast as Carson being like, I love my mama, she's not going anywhere, then you will start to believe into that narrative and it can shape what you want to do in the game.
I mean, to be fair to Carson, he can kind of beat anybody at this point. So I think it was totally within his best interest, Phil, to keep around someone who like is very indebted to him to the point where she played an idol on him to make sure that he was safe last round.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like for Carolyn, this was definitely a close call. Wow, my brain just shut off. What was the question again? Sorry.
Well, it was from Carson's perspective. This is like a no-brainer to keep Carolyn.
Much like Phil right now.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Because I mean, he says it like she's loyal.
Well, the other thing. Sorry, go on. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No.
Oh my God, no, you go.
You hang up.
No, you hang up first.
We're really doing this.
Phil is gonna speak now. Phil, speak now.
About what? I'm sorry.
Anything but burping and pooping and peeing. Anything else? What is going through your brain right now?
Yeah, did you think that Carolyn was actually going to go in this episode, or were you feeling like it was all a show at Tribal Council between the inspirational music that Carolyn was calling out?
Right. Okay. So for me, I think that I think Tika's just going to ride it out, right? Like I think like this whole like Carson talking to Jam and like one-on-one scene, you know, I bet if you pull out just a little bit closer, like Lauren or Jamie is right there, because like I just think that I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but these people love each other. Okay, it's fine. And like sometimes I think this is why I'm rooting for Carolyn so hard, is because like I feel like she is the embodiment of like you don't have to be a game bot to like, you know, go through this whole thing and go to the end, and like you can make emotional decisions.
Yeah.
And you don't have to play a perfect game to win Survivor. Like, and I think like that's been evident forever. So I really I don't know. To me, and maybe it's like, you know, naive to think that, you know, three people just like really like each other and want to go to the end together, but I believe it.
Oh.
Well, the other thing is that like I don't know if at this point, because we do in the preview see that Carson says like everyone knows I can beat them. Like I don't know at what point he said that, and if he feels that during this stage of the game. I mean, you would maybe assume that, but I think for Carson too, it's just like if he gets to the end of the game with these three people, I think that he feels like his story is different enough, because I think that that's like a lot of the concern. Like I know that that's part of what Jam has seemed a little concerned about, is like I've been with, you know, Carolyn the whole time, and like, you know, we've seen him say to like Lauren and Jamie and Heidi at points being like, I got to separate myself. Like I can't be going to the end with the people I've been with the entire time. But I think that the way that Carson really does see this is like, you know, I have a person here who played their idol on me, is an emotional player who values me and is loyal and is going to bring me like to the end. And I think that I have a case against this person at the end. And what a big question mark for me at this point of the game that I want to try to discuss is like, how do people feel about Jam? Because does Carson think that he can beat Jam as well? Like, is Carson's ideal final three truly the Tika 3? And does he truly believe that he wins in that scenario no matter what? And, you know, we hear at points in this episode that Heidi, and she said this as a confessional, not just to Carolyn. Heidi says that her ideal final three is her, Carolyn, and Jam. Mm-hmm. And we went from like early merge where everyone was like, Jam is such a social threat. Like he's so good. Everyone loves him. And like, you know, everyone's talking about how great Jam is and what a social threat he is. And I just feel like it's interesting that like, at no point in this episode, even though they said at Tribal Council that everyone's name came up, which, you know, they say that, there was no conversation where Jam was even a possibility. They were focused on breaking up Tika, and the only two, you know, ways that was going were Carson or Carolyn. And that could just be because Jam Jam was the most interested in possibly breaking off from them. But I just am really curious about how the other players are viewing Jam Jam at this point, and whether he's still being seen as a winner threat, because I just feel like it's not coming up in any recent conversations.
So we did get something last week where Jam Jam was the target from Danny's brigade before he won immunity. So there was a chance, had he not, that perhaps the ire that Carson received and the votes could have gone to Jam Jam instead. Otherwise, to your point, it hasn't really been there. I think the smoking gun we can look at is what Jamie has been saying in interviews with people such as myself and others about how she apparently has this super tight relationship and also alliance with Jam Jam, that this barbershop quartet of her, Jam Jam, Carol, Lauren, and Carson had been kind of ramshackles since the merge, had been kind of a double date situation where Jamie was close with Jam Jam and Lauren was close with Carson, and they worked together. And so that at least rationalizes to them one of the reasons why they decide to side with Tika and vote out Danny, or not vote out Carson, I suppose, in the last episode. But the fact that Jamie is so bowled over by Jam Jam, it really goes back to me to the conversation from last week where Heidi's like, oh, I hate to do it, but I really don't want to vote for Jam Jam. Like, I think at this point, yes, the game is really coming into focus, and especially with these people that are super hyper aware about the show, like, yes, you definitely think about who are bigger threats at the end, but like, I think there's also an essence of Jam Jam, this je ne sais quoi, that's like, oh, but I really like him, and he's not that big of a threat compared to Carson or even Carolyn, and Lauren just won immunity, and Heidi's the last Soka. Is anyone gonna vote for him? Can I go to day 26 with my friends? He'll make it such a fun brunch on day 26.
I think you want to play. Yeah, I think you want to play Survivor with people that you like, and I think that like if Jam Jam is bringing this energy to the beach, that without him, it's going to be a really, really tough drag here to the end of the game. It's like why not just keep Jam Jam like for if not for anything, just for a laugh, for a giggle.
Well, and also, like, we're hearing specifically that there are like people that are playing emotionally, and it's like when you grow an affection for someone, like it's hard to end their game. It's hard to be the
And
reason.
I think he knows that too, right? He knows how infectious he is, and he's using it to his advantage.
I just think that it's interesting though, because yes, I know that the reason that the vote ended up, like the Danny contingent ended up going to Carson last week. Was that only last week? It feels like so long ago now. That was because Jam Jam had won immunity, but it was just like, it's still interesting because I felt like we got a lot of confessionals from like the like Jamie kept saying a lot in this episode that like she sees the biggest target right now as Carson, and ultimately goes with the Carolyn plan because she's like, I'm gonna do whatever people are gonna do. If Jam Jam is on board for this, then let's do it. I wish I had context for whether that was just the best possible plan, or like how, because obviously she was working with Jam Jam, but it's like, do you see him as like a threat to you? Are you planning to go to final 3, or are you working with him just right now and that like in the next round he's going to be the biggest target? Like I'm thinking about like who's going to go out at 5, and before like this week I would have thought that it would probably be Jam Jam. I'm like, they are going to like when he loses an immunity, like they're gonna say, I don't want to sit next to this guy, like he's gonna beat me. But now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think that he might be a lock for final 3 at this point. Because I just really didn't hear any narrative about anyone going after him in this whole episode.
I mean, I think he's gone into a very nice spot where, from a threat perspective, he's kind of number 3 out of the Tikas, at least from a perception point, right? So since there are 2 votes left, to your point, Jenny, I think we kind of got to lock Jam Jam in for the first final 3 spot. I also think, Liana, you and I talked about this last week. I think we have to lock in Heidi for the second final 3 spot, especially since now she has really hitched her wagon to the Tikas. And so that's going to leave 1 spot left between everybody else.
Well, and Carson goes at fire. Obviously, we've all collectively decided this.
So who's
then-
Carson doing fire with?
Well, that's a good question because I think that also sets up the final 3. And I think so I think there's a lot to unpack. So I don't know, Jenny. I assume Lauren narratively goes next. Sorry,
Yep,
Lauren.
that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going now too. Yeah.
So then we see a final 4 with Heidi and the Tika 3, and then wherever
it's
we
like
go
Goldilocks
from
and
there.
the 3 bears.
I know what's just right. I think there's a lot to unpack. So with what y'all are saying, first things first, that's why Jam Jam is a stellar social threat because he has surpassed, because there's people who are social threats, but you're like, I clock them as a social threat. Then there's people who are so good at their socialness that they have surpassed threat to just be like, yeah, but we love them, right?
You go past threat to like fixture. You become a piece of furniture.
Correct. Exactly. So that's where Jam Jam is. And I think that's why he's not in danger at all. In terms of Heidi's decision, I think that this is really fascinating because I've seen a lot of conversations about, oh, Heidi should have played the idol and forced a tie and sent one of the Tikas home, blah, 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 blah. But I want to go back to something that Phil said, which is you want to play Survivor with the people that you want to be around. And I think if I'm Heidi, I am burned by the Ratu people, right? Like they've
they voted for her a number of times. Yeah.
Exactly. I understand like what everybody's saying of like, oh, you got to take out Tika. But still at the end of the day, she's fighting for a spot to be there. And she sees that best option be with Tika. And because you can't trust, like she can't trust Lauren and Jamie. I'm sure that's how she's feeling. So of course it's never going to cross her mind to do that. Also, I buy into the conspiracy theory that she found the other idol. So I think that's I think we're going to see her play 2 back-to-back idols.
Well, that's interesting though, because old Jiffy Probst revealed on his podcast, and I'm sure I'll get into this more with Rob on Monday, that he said there's going to be an idol rehidden.
Yeah.
So that implies to me that there isn't an idol, that there will be one, and Heidi maybe will find that one, but that we're not going to get any sort of flashback to, actually, when everyone was out looking for idols and I woke up super early, I found one.
So
maybe
the idol that she just played is being rehidden, not the idol that was played on Carson.
Because the vast majority of the time, there is only one like post-merge idol in circulation. People can hang on to their pre-merge idols, like
right, because Carolyn's was pre-merge. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but by and large, it's one idol hidden at the post-merge camp, and usually, especially in Modern Survivor, when that's found, one gets put back in. This is not idol mitosis, where suddenly now 2 pop up in its place.
Yeah, I just think that why show us that sequence of like, Heidi gets up, like Carson notices Heidi's like stirring and gets up to go look for an idol. And like like why do we get that whole scene in this episode when the idol that got played was an idol Heidi already had and no one else played an idol? Like that's the thing that's bugging me, because I'm just like, what was that for? And then when I saw her play it, I was like, oh my god, why are you doing this? And then I was like, oh, maybe she's got the other one, and she's like, I might as well play it.
I'm gonna go Occam's razor here and say that it was a way to introduce or reintroduce the idea that she had an idol, because as soon as they get up, she's like, I don't feel safe, I'm the last Soka, I do have an idol. So that was sort of like the previously on nugget contained within this entire montage that also then segues into like Lauren saying, Carolyn, ain't she crazy? So we have a little bit of that to end, but I do feel like the purpose of showing that from Heidi's perspective was like, oh, just as a reminder, everybody, she has an idol and she ain't afraid to use it. In fact, she will.
Or is it like kind of like showing that when this next idol gets rehidden, like she's already been looking, so of course she's going to find it. Like that's I don't know. I just thought that the idol play was a little wild, and I don't blame her for it at all, because like, if you're getting down to it, you only have one and you're like, I can guarantee myself to the next round for sure, and I'm with like at least 2 people that have definitely lied to me. It's like, why not guarantee that? But I don't know, I just made me think that like, oh, she was even saying in her confessionals where she was like, I could just save my idol and vote for with these people, And like then I've got it for the next
why don't
round.
I do both?
Yeah,
not
exactly.
both?
That's why I was like, well, that's why I was thinking there was a but where it's like, well, if I've got two, might as well just like that extra insurance. I don't necessarily need like a souvenir from the season. But
Look, she's an engineer. And as another engineer, we are typically more cautious people because when we make mistakes, things explode and buildings fall down. So we have a disposition to detail or being detail oriented and, just wanting to be a little bit more secure. That's why we have safety factors. So I don't know. My feeling is like if I was Heidi and I just lost Danny and I don't know what's going to happen, I think I would want to ensure myself one more round in the game and then hope that the finale gives me something that I can work with.
I also think that if you're Heidi, like, I don't think that she should necessarily be looking at like, oh, well, I obviously have to save like Jamie and go to the end with Jamie and Lauren, because that's not necessarily like a great situation for her either, because if Jamie and Lauren are the ones that were like essentially crediting for, flipping and siding with Tika to get out Danny, and then they are the survivors of like the, like the dissolution of Tika, and then they go to the end with Heidi, like I sort of think that there's a scenario where like one of them is the winner, and like that's not even a slam dunk situation for Heidi either. So I definitely think that like that's where the thing that Phil was talking about plays into it, where it's like you might not know what your chances are against any of these people, but you're like, you know what? I trust this person, and if they beat me, I won't be upset because I will be happy for that person to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that definitely does play into it, especially when there's a person that like, is socially so good that like you love them that much that you would be happy for them to win. So you're like, I'll go to the end with them and we'll see what happens.
Friendship is a strategy.
Yes.
There we go. Paul taught us something all those years ago. I mean, I do think to a certain aspect, like, as much as the era of alliances is supposedly over, to quote this week's boot, like, it's so interesting to see the theme of Sokka versus Rat 2 continue to just be so deeply rooted into this endgame, where we saw it last week, and we saw it this week as well, even when being told, hey, these Tikas are a threat, we should join together and take them out. I think to a certain extent, the Sokas and the Ratus looked at each other and said, yeah, but I still can't trust you that much. Even if it's just going to be for tonight, you're not a good one-night stand, babe. I'm swiping right. And so I think that plays into it perhaps even larger than we may think. I still go back and forth. I have to do some more thinking over the weekend as to like, it was a move, in my opinion, to get far and not to win. So I really go back and forth as to like how necessary this move had to be. But I do think there is something to your point of being incorporated in of like, if she has this idealized final three in mind, apparently with Jam Jam and Carolyn for whatever reason, she's going to make the move to ensure that outcome. And ergo, she's not going to vote out Carolyn.
Maybe she thinks they'll split votes or something. Like if maybe Jam Jam and Carolyn split votes, she also, as the remaining Soka, has, let's say, Franny, Blankenship, and Danny. So
she thinks this is what I, and that's what I,
I'm not saying what yes, exactly. Totally,
yeah.
Jenny. It's not the reality necessarily, but we're trying to put ourselves in Heidi's shoes. What does she think? And if she thinks that she's got Soka, then all she needs is what, one more vote to tie, right? Because 8 people.
It's 8 people.
Well, and I wondered how much that has been like, playing into people's thinking, where they're like focused on, like starting tribes and like, well, an original Soka is going to vote for Ahsoka to win. Like we were in an alliance together at a point. And when you have 3 Tikas here and 2 of the 3 of them are, in the final 3, like, there's not a bunch of them on the jury to vote for those people. So if you're going and the people that maybe worked with them at certain points, because they were so tied together, they might be splitting some votes and then you're picking up the rest, or like, and I think that like, you can't blame people for having that kind of thinking, because it definitely does happen. But I definitely don't think in this scenario of, and again, this is all fed because we are watching an edited version of this. But like, if you're Heidi, I can definitely see her thinking like, okay, well, if I'm at the end with Jam Jam and Carolyn, like I've got Danny's vote, I've got Franny's vote, and Franny and Matt are gonna vote together. Like the four of us were in alliance. Like, you
Ooh,
know,
do we think Franny and Matt will vote together?
Oh my
I
God,
think
that's so
they will.
Do you think
I
they've
think
gone to
they
the point where they move their votes in together, or are they still cohabitating in separate spaces?
If I know anything about simping, I think he will. I think he will.
Yeah,
I would
it's
vote.
definitely
I would
good
vote.
energy.
Wait,
I would
Matt,
vote wherever you told me to, Jenny.
Phil, this
Aw.
is brilliant. How long did it take us to come up with Matt Blanken simp?
Oh wow! Did you just invent that right now?
I think we may.
Oh, okay. That's too mean. That's too mean. I loved Matt. Well, not
simp
at first,
isn't necessarily in this. Okay, if you're simping for your partner,
That's
I
the way to
respect
live,
that.
Yeah.
Simp for me.
Yeah,
Right.
isn't that like a good thing?
That's
Yeah.
like
Or is it
Well,
bad?
that-
Is it like toxic or something?
no.
Is that why
I
it's
think
bad?
no. I think it's okay. I don't know. I do it. I don't care really. I like it.
No, I want to simp for the people that I care about, and so that's why I do burp in people's mouths. It's like, yes, I will simp for you.
Not
I don't
again.
want you to
Mm.
burp in my mouth.
Okay,
Let's just
duly
get
noted.
that.
I'll put you on
None
the
of
list.
you. I love you
Under
all.
No.
I love you all, but I don't want
I mean, we'll talk
whatever
about it.
you
We'll talk
ate entering my mouth
about it.
in
Mhm.
any way. Sorry.
Okay.
But
All
I
right.
do really believe that maybe not, I don't know. I think it maybe depends on like if Jam Jam and Carolyn are there together. I do see a situation where maybe Matt votes for Jam Jam and Franny votes for Carolyn. I don't know. I think there's like always kind of like a respect for like, when it was down to you and another person and that person survives and they make it, like it kind of like makes you feel better about like how you went out. So like I kind of think about Matt looking at Jam Jam and being like, this guy is like such a social powerhouse. And we had that terrible split tribal or whatever the hell we were calling that week, where it was like it was him or me, and like we were down in the numbers, and it was ultimately me, and he stays and he goes on to win the game. Like I love that for him. So that is a scenario where I could maybe see them voting differently, but you'd see a lot of people that are close on juries that like, they just kind of like they're bonding and they think about things similarly. They're maybe more likely to vote together.
Yeah, this seems like a rarity because we had Alec and Kara, but like, or sorry, it was Dan and Kara back in those days, but
There was
Kara-
never Dan and Kara.
Kara was barely
friends.
Kara was barely minted on the jury. Her butt barely touched that bench, so it didn't seem like necessarily they had the time to commingle in many ways, let alone perhaps pool their strategic thinking. So I do think we're kind of in some unfounded territory as to how on the same page are Matt and Franny a block at this point. And do you petition to that block? Is it like a political campaign where you're like, if I can get the Frankenship vote, I think I've got this thing won?
Like imagine
Yes.
being in the final three and like wondering, like being like, I saw something going on between the two of them, and like being like, are they hooking up in Ponderosa? Because you don't have the tea. Like,
Bring
you're
it up
like,
at Final Tribal when you get to talk to them. You bring it up, and
Yeah.
then
Now I have a
can assess
question
from
for
there.
you.
exactly.
You put your hand on her knee.
Are
did
you copulating? Please explain.
What's the ship name gonna be? Can we get it going?
I need to know. Where
No,
are
then you
taking a road
take
trip?
credit for the relationship too in the final
Yes.
tribal speech. You take credit, be like,
Mhm.
I got you guys together, or like wait, I don't even know who.
I
Yeah,
made the tribes.
Yeah, that's what Heidi could say, right? Like, I
Jeff?
introduced
Right.
you. I was the one that
Right.
said, Matt, meet Franny, and I didn't need to do anything else. That was all I needed.
See, that's
I
how
was
she
just
gets their
standing
You
votes.
between
both
you.
lost, baby.
See, I knew it. Yeah, I mean, I think if she can get the Franken block, and then she can get Danny, which I think she probably has, right? I think Danny would side with her.
I don't know. I think Danny has really professed himself as like such a got on the game player. The only play to play this game is full tilt boogie. That like there is a possible thing where depending on how Heidi gets brought to the final three, that especially Mr. Gameplay over emotions might say like, I love you, Heidi. I respect you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Carolyn Jam Jam played one of the best games of all time.
Are we gonna get Danny like at his jury questioning, being like, "You want my vote?"
like doing
want
his
my
What, with
De
his
Niro.
little
Like-
De Niro hand coming up
Yeah.
and underneath his little
Yeah,
weird
and they're like,
poncho?
oh, not again. Oh man,
His poncho.
it didn't. Jeff wasn't that impressed with it the first time. We're doing it again.
Yeah, well, that
You
makes
want
sense,
my
right?
vote?
He's got to do it again to make sure it catches flame. You don't
Gotta
just
double
strike at the
down.
flint once and expect a flame to come out.
Well, no, if you got gold, you gotta recycle, baby. You gotta keep it going. Beat the dead horse. I want to see it.
In my opinion, I think he should expand further. He'd be like, Danny, you're up. Yeah, baby, yeah. I got this question for all you shagadelic ladies out
Please.
there.
Please.
Did he say? Did he say? Can you milk me, Jeff? I can't remember if he said that.
Yeah, he just had a fever dream and just like completely went to the fifth dimension while he asked.
Was that
Jeff
not
to-
what he was saying
to milk
him
his
in De Niro
nipples?
face? Yeah.
Or
okay.
or maybe he'll just do all the Austin Powers characters. Then he'll like run through them all.
Yeah, I'll be
get
like,
Dr. Evil,
Which is a
and
very
Fat
important job
Bastard.
tonight. We have to give away $1 million.
$1,000,000.
Oh my god! Please,
Oh
we
my God.
deserve this.
Karen, tell me about a movie you made. Throw me a freaking bone here. All right, well let's get into the newest person to join this circus of a jury.
Oh boy.
We gotta talk about Jamie. I am so keen, even before we get to predictions, to hear all of our thoughts about her. Someone who became one of my favorite characters of the season. Phil, now that we have officially bid farewell to Jamie, the Survivor player, what did you think about her this season?
I love Jamie. I love an optimist, you know? It's just so like the antithesis of who I am is that I love positivity and sunshine. And I feel like she really came through on that front. I think it was mean what they did to her, right? Like
The edit?
It's
Yeah.
so mean. It's like, oh, imagine thinking that you found a genuine idol and everybody knows but you, and they throw it back in your face every week. That's it's mean. It's mean. But I love Jamie, and I'm sad to see her go.
What do you think, Jenny?
Here's the thing: is like, I don't like being happy someone went out, and it sucked that her going out had to be the storyline of, is Jam Jam gonna finally turn on Carolyn here and crush all of our hearts, including his own, as he explained that it would be heartbreaking for him as well. So I feel bad for Jamie that, like, at watch parties people are like cheering because she was such a good character. Now, the problem with, like, really paying attention to the edit and, like, us nerds that are listening to and being on podcasts every week.
Excuse
like,
you, I am a geek, apparently, according
Oh.
to the people who responded to that one question that one time.
That is
Sorry.
correct.
Geeks and nerds and all sorts of weird people that are just like focusing so much on like the narrative of the story and what the show and what it might mean. Like, there was no point where we really felt like she had a chance to win, and that's too bad, because they're in another scenario with different music and like just, I really just think that you can take the things that she's saying and it's like easily like winner like material, like it's winner edit stuff.
Okay, can we do this experiment? What song would you underscore under Jamie to give her that, like, I don't know, like fight song, or
I was just gonna start singing fight song,
or like Sarah Bareilles' Brave.
Okay.
I like what doesn't kill
we're
you
getting
makes
into
you
fan
stronger.
edit territory. Ooh, yes. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, is that like I want her like optimist, like Phil said, like give me her zest for life and her like vision of the world injected into my veins, because even throughout, and like having to also watch the show back when everyone is like the hero of their own story, and to go through this game thinking that, like, you had an idol, that you had all the pieces together, and like watching it play out and be like, oh, like my story isn't really being told that way, and like maybe I wasn't as looped in as I thought, or something like that. Like, and then for her, like I listened to her exit interview with Rob today, where she was like, I had such a great time watching this last night. Like, to to have someone watch their boot episode and like come out and be like, this was such a fun experience and like I had a really good time. Like that is so incredible. And I really do like, I know that people are divided on this, and there's some people like, I want bitter people that are mad and like, you know, are gonna insult people on the jury again. Like I miss the old days of Survivor where like everyone was mean and stuff. Like I get it. Like we do want drama. We're sick like that. But at the same time, I love having people like Jamie on the cast because they are like, she's playing hard. She was definitely not like just sitting there doing nothing. Like she was pivotal parts of votes. Like she was flipping on alliances. Like, you know, she did a great job. It just like didn't go her way, and she wasn't in the position that she maybe thought she was in the grand scheme of the game. And for her to just like not be bitter, be such a fun, light presence of the season, give us constant content. Like we were blessed to have her on the season, and I just really hope that she knows how appreciated she is by the community. And I think she does. I think she knows.
She does. She worships pixelated memes of herself, so I think she does. I mean, listen, I'll be completely cards up. When I was going into my interview with Jamie, I was maybe like 5% nervous we would get Dan Foley 2.0 of like, the edit has completely slandered me and mischaracterized me. And listen, there was a certain extent where she understandably was like, I was doing a lot of social things that obviously didn't make the edit, but I think she had, to your point, Jenny, incredibly fair responses in all of her subsequent stuff about how not only does she, you know, have okay feelings towards the way that she was portrayed, she looks back on it and laughs. Like she acknowledges, yeah, it was a funny situation. If I played the fake idol and I got voted out for it, like I'd be laughing alongside you. That is something I need to bottle as like an incredibly anxious, depressed person. Like it's something I want to your point, Phil, like have in my life, that someone, no matter what the situation, whether they believe they are on top, whether they are actually on top, or whether they believe they're on the bottom, or whether they're actually on the bottom, the fact that like we never, I think, saw her frown, I don't know, more than 2 times over 23 days in the game, that is saying something. That being said, she felt like she was on something out there, but I think it's just the pure island spirit that was filling her with so much adrenaline and this zest for life that made even the moments when she was portrayed as honestly kind of buffoonish, like with a lot of appeal to it, because she was just so happy to be there the entire time.
Just busy hotboxing the sanctuary. She's a plant lady after all.
420.
I mean, obviously we talked about Jamie all season and how fun she's been and how much gold she's giving us in terms of the content on the show. And I think that she even caps it off when she's leaving. Like, so, okay, not only her final words are so positive, but
So
also she hits Jeff with an, I love you, Jeff. And he goes, thanks.
Thanks,
This
Jamie.
deaded me so hard in real time. I could not believe Jenny was not laughing. It literally it took me out. The thank you, Jamie, just absolutely just destroyed. Wrecked. Absolutely.
I love it. And people are like, Jeff Probst is too soft to the contestants. Like, he flat out denied a request for love from someone on the way out.
It's like, I don't love you. I don't know you.
Look,
Yeah,
if Jeff has his boundaries, that's fine. You know, he can't love every contestant that's been on the show, you know, but it's like, it just seemed like the most absolutely, she's being voted out of the game for frick's sakes, Jeff. You know,
I don't know. I actually feel, because now Jeff has had to put up with 2 straight tribal councils of malarkey.
Yeah, he's like, I had to do De Niro last week. I'm sorry, you're not getting an I love you back.
At least she got a thanks, right?
Well,
like,
maybe
it could have
he
been that
was
weird
grumpy
look
from
he
the
gave
De Niro
Jamie.
thing.
Sorry for you.
Yeah, sorry for you.
I would have just loved
so
he was just like,
funny, though.
okay.
Yeah,
Great.
okay. It could have been worse.
yeah,
it
just-
could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have just been K period, you know, like
Mhm.
that's
Or
but
it
that's
coulda-
what it felt like in like outward on camera
Yeah,
display.
could have
It
left
was
her
savage.
with the 3 dots in person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're just like left on red. I don't know whatever that is in person, but like whatever that is.
Yeah, I do
Just
kind
a
of wish though
blank
that we brought back his like final words to the contestant after they're voted out, like when he talks back to the final players, because like how would he follow that up? Like, well, would you look at that? She loves me. Have a good night.
Doesn't everybody?
Go to your
Doesn't
new
it feel
island
good
that
to
you
be
knew
loved?
about.
So good.
But it's like wild to me where it's like, even if it's like you don't, and she's not saying I love you like romantically. She's just like, you're Jeff Probst. I love you. I've like, she's a big fan of the show. She's like, I love you, Jeff. And like, how do you be a big part of this show, watching Jamie, experiencing her spirit in real time, and you don't love her at least in some way? Do you feel like you can't say, I love you too, Jamie?
At
Like, you're
least just
fun."
say it for the camera, for God's sake. Like, don't leave this girl hanging here. Like, you embarrassed her on TV multiple times already throughout the season. Just say that you love her back.
Should he have ADR'd himself of like, I love you too, Jamie, as she walks
Yeah.
up?
He even could have just like said it and then like gotten it edited out if he was like, that was weird. I don't want you to show me saying I love Jamie back. But like the fact that they literally showed her saying it and him saying thank you, Jamie. Like, that was what made
that too, right? Also, like they include it was like the last opportunity to dunk on Jamie, like one more time, play us the classics.
Well,
but it also still seemed like good-hearted at the same time. Like like he said it with a smile.
He was fully
I don't
sincere.
know.
That's what made it so savage. Is like, he was like, thank you, genuinely.
Well, that's the thing. It does feel like this is becoming the post, snuff is becoming the like walkout line from Drag Race, or the at the top of the stairs moment in a Big Brother Canada eviction of like, okay, this is a thing now. You have to say something. And so I'd be intrigued to see 45 didn't watch this season, but like, is 46 going to take this moving forward? Are we now going to get exit lines from every single player in the new era?
Because it's only getting more meta. Like the tribal councils aren't even conversations anymore. They're just like, it's just like a circle jerk of analogies. And like, so
it's like a circle jerk of analogies.
Survivor's like a circle jerk of analogies. So I love having fans play the game. It's great. But this is one of the things where like, okay, I don't want to be like the 8th person to do something like, have like my moment where I say something silly, or like have this moment with Jeff. Like
it's
like,
becoming the DR, the Big Brother DRs, right? Or like the exit, or like the exit messages to Julie, like the bit in the meta of like, oh, you look, and then they have like this, I don't know. I've always had this issue too.
So I walk into tribal council.
Oh.
Yeah, I just like I don't want, because it takes away the specialness of when these odd things do happen.
Right.
That if we're overdoing it, like, then it's not funny anymore.
It's just forced, and it's like, oh God, like, stop with the De Niro face. Like, what are we doing?
I make this vow now. If I were to somehow ever play Survivor and I get voted out, I'm gonna start acting like a dog, just to see what would happen.
I would get down on your hands and knees.
So you like fall to your knees at tribal, and you just crawl over,
and I just see how everyone would react.
And then Psych comes in. They're like, okay, you have to come to the tent, Mike.
Mike Bloom gets removed from the jury.
But I'm just imagine the camera shot of like trying to
pan down.
The torch and the man on his hands and knees going.
Okay, wait. Hold on. What did Danny ask Jeff? Because didn't he say like, "Can I do my De Niro
snuff my torch?"
Yeah,
isn't that what he said? You gonna snuff my torch?
He said, if it's all right with you, I told people back home like I always wanted to do my De Niro.
Okay, great. So
you did ask for consent.
Yes, so you have to do the same thing. You'd be like,
Jeff, is it okay if I dogman you for a second?
Yeah, he's not gonna know what that means, so he's just gonna be like, yes, and then you start
do my
doing
best
whatever.
Bloom pup.
Yeah, do you mind if I do Bloom pup for you right now, Jeff?
It's a fave back home.
Maybe that's how you get Jeff to say I love you to you. You pretend to be man's best friend. You cuddle up to him. Arf, arf, arf. All of a sudden, it's I love you, Mike.
Well, that's what you do, right? You say, I have a secret to reveal to all of you. I've been a dog this whole time.
They voted out their dog.
That's 10-0. That's 9-0 vote.
This would outdo Greg Buis like doing the fake histrionics crying by tenfold, to just be like, well, what do you know? Mike was a dog. Go
This
back to
whole
camp. Good night.
Good night. I guess
that's the close. Why we need the closing
Milk
line.
Bone's back at Ponderosa. Good night.
Well, every dog has his day.
Well, everyone.
This one did not.
Well, not enough dog in the fight, I guess.
You know what they say? Survivor is a dog eat dog game. Good night.
Listen, this
This
why
round
it
was a
has
little
to happen.
pitchy, dog. It was a little. Sorry. Okay. Anyways.
This is why it
Yes,
has
the
to
Randy
happen.
Jackson.
All right, 46 people. You can have that for free. Let's get back to
Ooh,
44
okay.
for a second. Liana, what did you
Yes.
think about Jamie
Ah,
preseason?
that
Back when she
tangent.
was
Yes.
Jamie Lynn.
Yes, Jamie Lynn. So briefly, also the other thing I want to say about Jamie is her hair when it's down is like stunning.
I love
It
it.
looks like a lion's mane.
It's so
pretty.
shiny too. I'm
Yes.
like, why aren't you dirty?
I know. It's the worst. It's just her love of Jeff that keeps her so, hydrated
It's just
and
positive.
moist.
Yeah. It's like those memes where it's like, this is how you age when you're unproblematic or
No,
whatever.
for
That's
clear-
Jamie. That's Jamie.
Yeah, for clear skin, love Jeff Probst.
It's the
Yeah.
lack of stress. Okay, so here is what I wrote for Jamie Lynn, which I did call her Jamie Lynn. So
Were you just excited for the Zoe 101 reboot?
I really was. Aren't we all? Okay, so I had Jamie.
Did the Disney thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on Disney, right? Is
No,
that
it
wrong?
was Nickelodeon. But I
Oh,
know you're just like,
Well, it's like you
I knew what she was doing though, and I didn't have either of these things.
yeah, but I just love the people that think Liana had a brief bout of arthritis in the middle of talking.
She's just doing an exercise.
spasm. It's fine. I've got it under control. Okay, I had Jamie as a losing finalist.
Whoa!
I know. So
It's a
I
good
said
one.
throughout the season, Jamie Lynn did her best to establish the Survivor Avengers Alliance. She brings in Brandon, Carson, and Carolyn, which carried her far into the game. Jamie was a bright light all season long, but unfortunately for her, she was perceived as way too smiley and giggly to be taken seriously in the final tribal council. Also, it didn't help she was brought along by Carson as the final 3 GOAT. She
Oh.
got 0 votes. I said that her ally was Brandon, Carolyn, Carson, and her enemies were Maddie, Lauren, and Kane.
Okay, well.
I kind of just shotgunned approached that one.
Well, you
so.
pretty much took the entire Ratu tribe as either her friends or her enemies.
Well, Ratu's like a hot mess in my prediction, so they were all like
they
chaos,
were
but-
for a hot second in that
Yeah,
first vote.
That
We're
first
like,
episode.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
like, oh,
Jamie-
Ratu, what a disaster tribe.
Yeah.
Which also, Jamie could have been the first boot, right? Wasn't she like potentially going to be the
Yeah,
first boot?
And
played a
that's
shot in the
going
dark
back. That's why I sort of realized in the premiere that she would not be a winner is because there was all this information that was getting out. Like every Ratu person I talked to was like, yeah, I can understand why Jamie played her shot in the dark. She
Hmm.
was kind of targeted immediately for that challenge puzzle at the end of it. So like it made sense why she played her shot in the dark, but I think they personified it in the moment as like, look at kooky Jamie. She's
Mhm.
declaring she's gonna play her shot in the dark. What a loon. Unfortunately, though Jamie had very high prospects of where to go, as did Liana, I did not. Jamie was Jamie was pre-jury for me. I
There's
said
a universe
that
where that could have happened.
I said that Jamie, as a yogi, she will
Mm.
host a Ratu meditation session. Though it's not received well by all her tribe mates, she's none the wiser. Hey, I predicted her edit. Great. She'll attempt her 4-corner strategy. Remember that she had this big plan, which I love. And now, in retrospect, is so textbook Jamie of her having the magic wand, trying like the Disney Channel, trying to manifest something. She forms an alliance with Brandon, Matthew, and Maddie. But the other 3 have sub-alliances that clearly do not prioritize her as much as Jamie does. Outside of Carolyn, she'll be the most energetic contestant of the season, constantly gift for her noises, reactions, and seemingly permanent smile. That smile fades, however, when her eagerness causes her to leak a blindside to its intended victim. Fearing her lips are too loose to continue, Jamie becomes the victim of her own blindside. Her closest ally was Matthew. Her enemy was her own alliance. And a randomly generated phrase for Jamie was, we're careful about orange ping pong balls because people might think they're fruit.
I say that every
Yeah,
day.
that one. Yeah. You
I
don't
mean,
want to.
is it not valid? Jamie found an orange ping pong ball and thought it was fruit.
And she would eat it. She'd be like, I'm on Survivor. I'm going to eat this orange ping pong ball.
Yeah.
Why
just
not?
When else am I going to do this? It's of the earth.
Wait, she knows it's fruit, but she still calls it an orange ping pong ball.
Yeah. No, but she ate the worm. She's gonna eat the ping pong ball too.
Yeah,
Right.
whether she knows it's fruit or
They're
not.
like the little tiny mandarin oranges. You know?
Yeah.
Mm,
Exactly. The halos.
yeah.
Eat them with the skin on.
Ugh.
Do you eat them with the skin on?
No, I
No.
don't think so. I don't think
Just
Definitely
pop the
not.
whole thing in your mouth. Just.
No.
Okay,
All right,
how are
well,
we?
You two
Are
get
we
to-
deciding this?
Yeah, I don't know if you
Okay,
want to.
let's talk it out.
Vote independently or join together, a la Maddie and Matt and Franny.
Let's vote together. Jenny, I'll vote with you.
Oh wow, you really are a
I
simp.
think I leaned more towards Liana because because she went farther than pre-jury.
Well, here's the thing: is like,
but also I don't know.
You both had things in your write-ups that were close to truth that made some
Mhm.
sense. But I think that if Jamie hadn't gone out here, there was a very strong chance that she could have been a losing finalist. And
Right.
so
Mm.
I personally, I'm going to give this to Liana. Just feels like closest to what we got here.
And also, you incorrectly predicted that her smile would fade. It didn't fade. You know, she was smiling.
That's a good
eternally.
point.
She's smiling eternally. So
She was giving out
that
I
is
love
a huge
yous and
error by
smiling.
Mike Bloom. I'm gonna say that's an L for Mike Bloom.
Valid.
Never
It's my
doubt
last name.
Jamie's smile ever again. She smiles through
Never
everything.
doubt it again.
Yeah,
I won't.
Mike.
I never did. I love her. I love her as a character.
I'm happy to take the point, and you're done discussing that. That's official. No changing your mind. Because I actually think Mike had a ton correct there. Like, closest ally being Matthew. I would have given it to Mike. Like, reading my own, I was like, okay, at least I got losing finalists. Like, I'm sure Mike had a pre-jury like an idiot. And then everything Mike said was like correct. Like breathing sessions, like not well received. Like, but I was like, oh. So I'm happy to take the point, and that's finalized. So thank you very much.
There were a lot of meditative people on this season. Between
Mhm.
Jamie,
Yes.
between Danny, between
Danny.
Franny. It felt like every other episode we had someone leading some sort of breathing exercise on the beach.
Totally.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Really?
Matt and Franny, who were leading breathing exercises.
Oh,
Hey.
Heyo.
Not
So-
that.
All right.
I will
dog.
say I will give credit to some of the things that Mike put in his predictions. There were some things that were very, very spot on. But Leona, here's what you give yourself some credit.
Yeah.
It
Good
wasn't-
job,
it wasn't
me.
completely. Yeah. Anyway, you're
All
both
right.
great.
Well, are y'all ready to give yourself some credit? Hopefully, because we are about to play our game for this episode. Claim to fame, baby. Look, Claim to Fame has been
Yay!
renewed.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
coming back. Jenny,
wait.
I'm sure you're going to be chatting it up so much about this season. I'm so
Oh,
stoked. I
I'm
can't
pumped.
wait. And so let's wet our whistles a little bit by getting prepared for Claim to Fame by playing our own version, Survivor edition of Claim to Fame. So we've played this game previously, and basically the way it works is I'm going to show you a picture of a relative of a Survivor player. I am then going to give you either their fake or real name and their relationship to the Survivor player. There will then be a series of clues, and it's up to you to try to guess who this person is related to.
Before we even get into that, Jenny, I know this is a Survivor-based podcast, but quick thoughts about the impending Claim to Fame season 2 coming in, I think, only a month.
June 26th, I believe, is the
Yeah,
premiere.
Joe Bros are back. I believe it's a new twist where now we won't have any identities
Yeah.
exposed to us beforehand, so we're in as about the know as the other contestants.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this. It's gonna make it, going through it even more fun to have like less information, to have
Mhm.
more speculation. I'm so happy that people have found this show with us and are excited. And yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested to see if I can figure any of these out because I don't necessarily. I'm not the most celebrity knowing person, which maybe makes me not very qualified to be on this podcast. But listen, sometimes you just fall backwards into a miracle, and I'm not going to take that for granted because it's an incredible show. It's so much fun. So that will be coming out next month, and I'm impressed that Liana is still out here
digging through people's Facebook photos.
Yeah,
give
like,
us
screenshotting pictures of their relatives.
She's definitely on a government
turning
list.
it into a game.
so creepy.
Woo!
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that we would have material again so quickly, and I'm delighted to
I mean,
find
there are
that.
hundreds of Survivor contestants, so
I just appreciate the investigative work that Liana does. Okay, I think it's impressive, and I'm glad that she said, "You know what? I'm going back to the well. I'm going to see who haven't I found yet."
Yes. And to be honest, when I've made the list the first time that we played, I brainstormed all of the people that I thought about including. And there were some that didn't make it last time that have made it this time. I've got some brand new people that I've thought of. So we're going to play this all together because I think it's more fun to solve these mysteries together as a family. So
we're a team, a family. Yeah.
Exactly. So the three of you will all be working together to solve these clues and these mysteries. So I'm very excited to get on into our claim to fame game. Oh, I can't wait. And these make me laugh too. They're just so fun to put together, and I could be a ridiculous menace. So that's why we're here today.
I just love like the puns too. Like the pun game is so strong. Like trying to like get inside your brain about how you came up with these clues. Like just
yeah,
What
this
a joy.
one's wacky. Okay, let's not delay any further. Let's get started with our very first contestant. We've got 6 contestants here today to go through, and let's start with Brinkley.
No, that's not their real name. Is not Brinkley.
It is a fake name. Yes, as Mike has correctly identified.
Do you put that into like a millennial parents' choice?
I was gonna say Brinkley.
It's no Chipums, but it's Brinkley's pretty good.
Brinkley may be the whitest name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And now is this Brinkley spelled like BRYNCKLEYIGH?
Oh, I was just spelling it like sprinkler, but with a B and with a Y.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. You can spell it however you want. It's a fake name. I don't care. All right.
I want to build a narrative for this child.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Let's go with.
Yeah. No. Now Liana's really on that list after this.
No.
Oh God. All right. And this is Survivor contestants' daughter. So it is their father.
Oh, I wonder if that's their arm.
Their parent. Their
Okay.
parent.
Is that a recognizable arm?
Okay.
I don't know. Could it be?
Yeah.
Could it be? So
Father. Okay.
let's get started with your first clue. And please, for the audio listeners, if you're not watching the video, please describe the clues that you're seeing.
Oh, it's my
Six
favorite.
bones.
My treat. A bunch of bones. I'm salivating.
Yeah, this is what Mike
Mike
Bloom,
love it.
the puppy dog, is having at Ponderosa.
Burp in my mouth so I can taste those bones.
Mm.
Give me that bone burp.
Give me
All
the
right,
bones,
so
girl.
bones.
Okay, so it's 6 bones.
Bones.
Six bones.
6 bones.
Now I'm wondering.
You've
yeah,
heard
did
of 2
Liana-
Chains. Get ready for 6 bones.
Just imagining a skeleton rapper named Six Bones.
Okay.
Is this? I wonder if Liana found a generic image and it happened to have 6 bones on it, or did she arrange
6
them
means something.
as a clue?
Mhm.
Like this, they came in 6 points. Maybe they were on season
Or it's a
6.
stock image.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or maybe maybe they're from season 6. Okay.
Now,
And
Survivor has
wanted to
never
be
had like
popular,
an
like a
archaeologist or
dinosaur.
paleontologist on it, right?
Not that I know of.
I
Not
don't
that
think
my.
so.
Let's go. Let's start from the very beginning. Sonia.
No, we're not. No, no.
No,
No, not her.
Is there
Okay.
anyone with a nickname Bones or something?
You've got
Mm.
multiple clues here, so
Okay,
let's
we
move on to
can
the next
All
one.
right, let's
on to the next.
marinate on
Nothing's
this.
jumping out to me.
No.
Oh,
Oh, God.
bones and
Bones,
babies.
babies.
A very different type of B&B.
Oh my God. I don't want to come to the Bones and Baby podcast. We'll skip that one.
Yeah, skull and bones, more like baby and bones. Am I right?
All right, so now we have,
Sometimes bones make babies.
You got a
Wait,
bone to
what?
make
and
a
then those
baby.
babies
Oh.
eventually turn to bones.
Like a
It's the
twins. Okay,
circle
sorry.
of life.
Okay, there are babies here. Okay, what's going on? Bones and then
They can't
babies.
hear us. Oh, I thought you were saying stop
Okay.
talking about this inappropriate stuff.
There's
There's
children
babies
present.
None of the
present.
babies. Not
No,
the
no,
Right.
no.
babies.
I'm
So there
getting
are
back to the
babies?
task at hand. I would
Wow,
need to
that's
solve
so
this.
unlike you.
All right, so I'm trying
Okay.
to think, is there somebody who had a child who revealed themselves to be pregnant?
Okay, but
who-
there's a little redhead child.
Okay.
Is this Tommy Sheehan
Tommy Sheehan
as a
did have,
baby?
Brinkley
did have bones in his
Sheehan.
body, yes.
He did have bones. That is
Right. Okay. And he did. Oh, and he was a teacher. So he knows the alphabet on the
Oh, wait,
blocks.
okay,
The
wait, now I'm
numbers.
thinking. Okay, is there
It's
someone
only
who
way you would
is
know
a
letters and numbers if you were a
preschool teacher? I know Lauren is an elementary school teacher. They seem a little young.
teacher. Mm. All right.
All right, let's jump in here with your
What?
next
What's-
clue,
what
okay?
is it about
Yeah,
these kids though? What's going on with them? They got
these babies.
Okay.
What about this next
Oh,
clue?
really?
We
are
have,
those
like,
pussy
we-
willows?
Yeah, we have like swamp grass, it seems.
Isn't that a
Yes,
pussy
your
willow?
clue is swamp
Oh,
grass.
those are
Little-
cattails. That's what
Oh,
we call them.
cattails.
Is that what those
Okay.
are called? Cat tails.
What's a pussy willow?
bone?
I have to ask a
Okay.
very.
Because I saw
Don't
this
Google
and my
that.
first thought was pussy willows, and now I'm like, I don't know if I know what a pussy willow.
I think it's actually.
You wouldn't know
a
it if it looked
derogatory
you right in
term.
the eye.
Not say that.
This is not a pussy willow.
Oh, pussy
Okay,
Okay, but
willows
is that a
are
cattail?
surprisingly subtle.
No. Okay, these are not.
What
pussy
did you
willows.
expect?
Out an in your
Going for a
face.
Georgia O'Keeffe painting. He's like,
Yeah.
I thought it would be obvious.
Okay, these are cattails. Also, the scientific name is Typha.
Oh, Tyson.
Oh, Typha.
Oh my god, is that one of Tyson's kids? Okay, hold on.
Typha. Could
Typha.
Brinkley be the name?
That was a blonde child.
That was a
Although a lot
blonde
of
child.
babies are blonde. So, okay.
All right,
Ty-
So we're talking about.
Did I just cheat by Googling cattails? That was mostly just to make sure I was not crazy.
No,
No, you
I,
You're welcome to
now
do
the
that.
question is how much of Liana is a botanist, and that she would know that these would be identified as cattails.
That's a good point.
She is.
And that
She
it-
does
the
have. She has a little bit of a
scientific
green
name.
thumb as of late, a la Jamie. Could she be the
She's
plant lady?
lady.
Oh
daughter
no!
now.
I was gonna say
so-
Jamie's secret daughter. I don't think it's her.
No.
All right. Well, next up, you have your bottle clue. Would you like to reveal the clue in the bottle?
much like the
wine
baby's
bottle
treat.
clue.
Reveal.
All
We
right.
got
Your wine
bones,
bottle
babies, cattails.
I watch Gold Island.
Oh, I watched Treasure Island.
Bottle.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about Colby Donaldson. I think it's got to be Colby, right? Because we're thinking about
because he
Oh,
watched
six
Treasure
bones.
He had-
Island.
he watched Treasure Island. He was the one who was very insistent on. I'm just sitting here watching Treasure Island. Like, stop
Yes.
fighting over clues.
But what's with the
Because
baby?
I'm trying to think. Like, it's
'Cause
either
that,
him-
yeah, on the bed. Yeah. Okay. What's the baby in
Oh,
the bone?
because babies were named after Colby.
Oh. Okay, why the bones
What's
though?
with the babies?
The bones, I'm not sure about.
Liana's really gone
They're
next
from
level with this.
Australia. The
What's the
All right, you-
cattails?
You
Okay.
do have one final clue if you'd like it.
I
Give it to
watched.
us.
I'm gonna
Treasure
soft
Island.
lock Colby in.
Oh,
Okay,
do
yeah,
we
you don't have
get-
to make a
do we
guess yet,
get-
right? So you have
Okay.
one more
Okay.
clue,
Okay.
and then you have to make your guess.
Okay,
So,
Okay, okay.
Okay.
No, Mike, we're on the right track. I'm just trying to find the ways that it connects to the other things. That's all. Oh, he's
yeah.
not heard you, Bar.
That's the Colbster.
Yeah.
All right. So what
Give
would you
us
like to
Colby
lock
Donaldson.
in?
He could burp
It's
in my
not like
mouth.
That's Brinkley
Yeah.
Donaldson.
All right. So you're locking in, I
From
believe,
Texas.
Colby would name
is
his
your
daughter.
final
Yes,
answer.
Brinkley.
Okay, so let's go
Whoop.
through and let's reveal to see how correct you were. And then we can go through some of the clues. I can tell you what I was thinking.
Okay.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it Colby? Dun, dun, dun,
Oh, you
dun.
guys.
It's
Yeah.
Cold
it.
Done.
Yes.
It's
Whoa, okay.
Colbster.
Colbdon's a really cute nickname.
It is.
Even though it's just taking one letter away from his first name.
You gotta make
So-
it one syllable.
that was his daughter, Brinley. I really worked hard on that one.
Much.
And if we go
Again,
back through,
not shocking that that is what he named his child.
so I Googled Reed clip art, and this is what popped up.
Damn it,
Reed.
Reed.
Damn
Yeah.
it, Reed.
That's
And
so
then-
smart.
Colby was a guest star on the TV show Yes.
Liana, I am truly not smart. You've
Liana,
mocked me
you
today.
you are tempting fate by bringing up a David Boreanaz show, given the slow
Yeah.
I know. Everyone, shush, keep it
The
at the
third
down level.
B. The
Be
third
chill,
B.
be chill.
The third B to the
Yeah,
the
Bones,
BB&B.
Babies, and Boreanaz.
So if anyone's interested, you can check out The Man in the Morgue. He played a doctor.
Did he
Dr.
play the Man in the
Graham
Morgue?
Legier. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't watch the episode. I didn't go
Wait.
full. I was too busy stalking
So
family
his name
members
is
of
Dr.
Survivor
Graham
contestants.
Gier. I really hope he attempted to put on a French accent.
Wouldn't you love that?
And so the babies are because everyone was naming their babies
Yep.
Colby. Okay,
Exactly,
I,
Mike
I
was
wanted
correct
to
on
make
that
sure
one.
that was right and
Yes.
that there wasn't some other baby reason. that
I
he was-
love that. Like I did. It's funny because I put these together, and obviously I have my interpretation. So hearing like it's Tommy Sheehan because there's a ginger baby is like the best interpretation I ever could have heard for that clue.
Listen,
so I'm
I'm
very
just-
happy about that.
I'm starting from like the base, so I'm like,
is-
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to start from somewhere, and
It's a-
the
it's a
clues
good
are
warm
thank
up
God
for you,
Mike is
Jenny.
here.
well, and the clues are also designed to try to get progressively easier.
Yeah,
Right.
So
thank
that's
you,
the point.
thank
yeah.
you for that.
Okay. You're 1 for 1. Let's see if we can make it 2 for 2 with our next
Mhm.
Survivor contestant. Okay, so
Okay.
this is real name Tangela. Real name.
Stop.
Oh, is
Real
this like
name
naming your
Tangela.
kid after
Like-
Colby?
You mean Tangela,
Yes.
Tangela.
Yeah.
like the Pokemon,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Maybe their parent is just a big fan of Tangelos.
right?
Maybe that could
What's
entirely be
Tangelos?
eat the whole
I don't
thing.
know.
Tangelos
scan on.
are a fruit, I believe, that Jamie
No.
would mistake for a ping pong ball. Yeah, they are.
Mhm.
Okay.
This
Never had one.
is a Survivor contestant's mother.
So
Okay.
this is a mother?
This is the mother.
This is
She
my
is
mother.
so mother.
She is mother. So the
Okay.
contestant is this person's child.
Child. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
that
Okay.
clear? Am I
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
This is
Let's
mother.
start with our first clue.
An open
Okay.
wicker
It's a
basket.
wicker basket. Looks like a
Basket.
like a picnic style basket.
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 Oh,
You're already on it, Mike.
I have an idea.
Okay.
All right.
Give us-
Sydney Gillen from Survivor Co.
Yeah,
Wrong infamously wore
queen.
the wicker lid on
Oh.
her head.
Oh.
Yeah.
The other person
Okay.
I would think of would be Cochran, and for various reasons, I don't think this person's Cochran's
not-
mother.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're on to an early thought. Let's see if that stays true.
What
Okay.
is- Guys, I'm really bad
This
with
looks
buildings.
like,
What is this?
Uh,
A
This is a
cathedral.
is
is
that?
this the
dungeon?
Sistine Chapel?
Oh.
I think this is like somewhere in Europe.
Liana,
Great place to start.
Liana,
Phil. You
you're-
are correct. I'm gonna give you a hint on that one. Yes.
Okay, we got the
You're
continent
creating
now.
a game
Somewhere
for dumb
in
people
Europe.
here. And Mike.
In Europe. Okay.
Is this because I'm also bad at architecture? Is this
I
like
don't know architecture.
Westminster Abbey?
No.
Westminster
No.
Abbey Maria?
Oh my
Swear to
gosh.
God.
I
Oh.
love Westminster Abbey Maria.
My favorite
Uh,
show.
Okay. Let's just move on from this one.
Like, okay. You don't know what this is,
I'll
so let's move
explain
on.
it later.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
The bottle clue. Okay.
So,
All right, so what-
drown.
Oh,
you,
Debbie.
Drown
That's little
you.
Debbie at the end.
Yeah, bridge.
So Debbie
damn,
Wanner.
damn
could be
Debbie.
Sydney.
Damn Debbie.
Oh, damn, Debbie.
Debbie.
Oh, you look. I'm drowning. Look, eyes drown. Damn, Debbie.
Drown.
Those are
Look,
certain
I'm
words.
drowning. Look, damn Debbie.
Drown you. Eyes, damn, Debbie.
It's great. You guys are doing great. Yeah.
Nailed
Okay.
Good.
Maybe
What
it's
do you
like
got,
help,
Phil?
help you look, damn Debbie.
I've got what you've got. I've got drown you. I damn Debbie.
So
Bottle.
let me go back. Let me open up that
The
wicker
bottles-
basket to the first clue.
It's
Who would be
definitely
as likely to see
Sydney.
Damn Debbie? I think it'd be Sydney.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Little Debbie when you had already mentioned Sydney, it's got to be Sydney. It's got to be Sydney. But what is this quote? Like,
I know it was on the soundboard at one time. I'm pretty
oh God, what? It's gonna drive me insane.
Okay, well, let's hit your last clue here. Maybe we see if you feel confident locking in your answer.
Oh, yep,
and then,
yeah.
Okay. We
Okay.
got the
Talk about a la
bodybuilder.
Jamie, a shot in the dark paying off in the first clue.
I'm
Is this
really
a
impressed with you,
silhouette
Mike. Yeah.
of BB11 Jesse?
It is
it
actually
him?
Mr. Spectacular. Yes, that you
I
guys were.
knew
Is it
it.
actually?
Back when
No.
they did the I was gonna say, well,
I don't know.
when they did the like the captain stuff in the first episode of BB11, and they had like the silhouettes to be like, who could it be? Maybe they used
Yeah.
it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely Mr.
All right.
Spectacular.
So I believe
Reveal.
you're locking in Sydney.
Sydney
correct?
Gillen.
Okay, so Sydney Gillen locked
I-
in as your final answer, and then we can go back through some of the clues because you were on the money.
Are-
Wait, there's still 1 second left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we
you got
go.
the hat.
Yes,
Yeah,
the wicker
yes.
hat.
I remember that hat
nailed
any
it.
day.
So-
Yes.
It's
oh
not
my
a
gosh.
hat, right? Like, was this a
No,
lid
it
or
was
something?
a lid to like a basket they got full of
Right,
supplies
okay.
for a reward.
Mhm. Okay, so to go back through the clues, so yes, Mike was
Okay.
correct with the wicker basket. This is Notre Dame, but
I-
specifically the roof of Notre Dame, which was lost in the fire, and Sydney lost in Final Four
Oh
fire
my
making.
God.
Liana!
Oh my God.
Do you have to require a PhD to figure this out?
Liana, it's
Huh?
Friday night.
Okay.
I am
So
not
I nailed
smart
that it
enough
was in
for this.
Europe. though.
Yeah, Phil nailed it.
Alright.
So the
This
full
is
quote.
teacher.
So Debbie says she might go drown herself. You better watch her. And then Sydney says, "Damn, Debbie," in response.
Oh,
to,
so it was
Oh.
an
This is
exchange of
too
dialogue.
This is
Honestly,
It's an
okay.
exchange of dialogue. It's like
Okay,
she's gonna
okay.
go drown herself. You better watch her. Damn, Debbie. But I figured the
I
damn
see it
Debbie. If you
now.
could get Debbie, if you get a little Debbie, then I figured that like you could.
As
you
soon
could-
as I
Damn
saw the
Debbie.
little Debbie, I was that
yeah,
and
I cropped
confirmed
out-
Mike's suspicion. But Mike got it out of the freaking wicker basket.
You got it from the
He's
wicker
like the
basket.
ringer here. Like, this is like, he's a literal historian. So thank God we have him,
yeah.
because I
Okay.
would be lost.
Well, let's see if you guys can bring it
So
in.
that was Sydney's mom. Hello, Sydney's mother.
Hello,
Sydney's
Mother of a mother.
Hello, Tangela.
Also into bodybuilding, by the way.
Oh yeah, Tangela. I forgot that her name is Tangela.
Okay. This is Peggy.
And
Okay.
Peggy.
Okay.
And Peggy.
All right.
No, Peggy is the mother of a Survivor contestant.
Okay.
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 So
All
She's
right.
so mother.
her child is the Survivor contestant.
Gotcha.
Right.
We're starting
Okay.
off strong with your bottle clue. Let's see
Oh.
what you can make of this.
Okay. So
Okay.
we're four.
Yeah, four.
Four
He's yelling
dirt,
four. Is that
four-
dirt? What is that? It looks like cereal.
It looks like Kush. Just kidding. I've
That
never
All
doesn't
right.
seen that.
Four
Never seen that.
marijuana. Swing.
For dirt. What do we think that second thing is? Is like gold?
Oh, I think. Okay. I used to work at a Chinese restaurant. It looks kind of like deep fried pork.
Like before you add the sauce, right? Like right
yeah,
after
before you put the
fry it.
sauce. on it.
Four
Yes.
pork. Swing.
So we're looking at dry deep fried pork.
Yes.
But now we have to think about, okay, so that someone got so fried that they
Uh-huh.
porked up their game.
Oh my god.
For pork, swing.
And what is that
flag.
the flag of? That is the flag of some sort of state.
Mm.
It's
Oh, God.
dubious.
Okay.
Is that a particular baseball player or is that just a clip art?
I
of
think it's just a
baseball
He's
clip
player?
art.
clearly number
I
11.
listen, Liana's
Obviously.
playing like 8D chess, okay? I need to just
Okay.
be thinking.
I will
of
tell you,
all
it is not a
possibilities.
specific baseball player.
Okay,
It is
okay.
a clip art of what I
Okay.
Googled.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
I'm trying
Okay,
to
so
think
we
of
got
like,
4.
I think I'm gonna take a shot in the dark again. It's like the flag of Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay, who's
believe
from
it's the flag
Montana?
of Montana. Amanda Kimmel is from Montana.
But this is also, is this like a phrase? Because it's like these aren't like individual.
Swing Montana is the last two.
Swing. Strike? Is that a strike?
Strike Montana?
Who hit Montana?
TikTok did, and that's the problem.
It's not Hannah Montana.
Okay, maybe we can come
No.
back to this.
Right. Okay.
Or never come back to this.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
What? I just want to know what that second thing is.
Aha!
Uh-huh.
Heidi.
Okay.
Oh,
That's Katherine
Here
Heigl
is your next
Nope,
clue.
in the
Heigl.
movie
You're right.
27 Dresses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in that movie, she's it's Amanda, because 27 Dresses focuses around Katherine Heigl's character, who is consistently a bridesmaid in all of her friends'
never
weddings.
a bride.
Amanda Kimmel always finished
Okay.
as a runner-up, never a
Okay.
winner.
Okay. You've got a few more clues. It feels like you're pretty solid on a guess, but let's just see if you want to feel a little bit more confident in that.
What's the rest?
Guess.
Of the...
Okay, this is
Is that
probably some
Enrique?
It's
man named...
Enrique Iglesias.
Is that Enrique Iglesias?
Well, she was on the Heroes Tribe, and Enrique Iglesias' infamous
He
song
can be
Hero.
your hero, baby. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Three
One last
times.
clue.
3 times a player.
Okay, so I hear
Aha.
you locking in Amanda Kimmel
Yeah.
as your guess. Let's see if you were right. And you
What is the? I need to.
were.
2, 1. You?
Hey, I was doing that during this to begin with.
Wow.
Okay, so yes, you
4.
nailed it. I can be your hero,
Third.
baby. It's Enrique Iglesias, always a bridesmaid, never a
Nailed it.
bride.
That's
So
good.
let's walk you through this one. You
Yeah,
got
what's-
Montana,
okay.
and Mike actually said 4. Okay,
Yes.
Right.
so this picture of a baseball player, he is swinging and missing. So
for something Miss Montana. She was a previous beauty queen.
this is the
Oh.
compound myrrh, as in frankincense and myrrh. So
Like
it is
what the
for
wise men had
myrrh. Yes,
for
exactly.
little baby Jesus. Okay.
For
For
myrrh,
myrrh.
Miss
For myrrh.
Montana.
Okay, so I was
God.
close with the pour.
The
I would have
wise men-
never gotten this. And like, thank God that Mike could even recognize that this was Montana. I'm like, is
I
this
saw
a camp
the
flag?
mountains,
Like, what
and
is
so
this?
I thought, okay, it's Montana. Well, I gotta say now, looking at myrrh, whoever brought baby Jesus that really freaking welch.
Yeah,
like
it's ugly.
gold, sweet smelling stuff, and like hamster poop.
The thing that we
essentially.
thought was dirt at first.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
deep fried pork.
I can only see it as pork now, and
Unsauced
I'm
deep
actually
fried-
hungry for
Yeah,
it.
the fried pork.
Would you
before
eat
put-
that, Phil?
Yeah, I used to eat it all the time.
before you
ate
put
myrrh?
that like? Before you put that like glaze on fried like chicken or pork, it does look a little bit like this. It's like
Kind of
not
telling
green though.
you.
Like, I don't know if I would want to eat like. See, like some
Let's
of it
see.
kind of
Well,
looks. a little
don't eat it.
green.
It's myrrh.
Yeah, it's myrrh. You probably don't want to eat that.
Will I die if I eat it?
I don't know if it's poisonous.
Oh, good question.
Maybe.
Let's try it out.
Okay, let's try it out. Not eating myrrh. I mean,
Next.
moving on.
Let's
to
try it.
our
Myrrh
next-
next
oil is
clue.
known to be toxic in large amounts.
Ah, okay, so probably
Ah,
not then. I think you probably want to
okay.
avoid that. Let's jump in to our next contestant, I guess. I don't know what to call them. Our next person. This is Sierra. It is
Don
a fake
Thomas.
name.
Don Thomas,
Okay.
fan favorite.
And
Game
this
changer.
is another mother
Oh my
of
god.
a survivor.
Liana, Mother's Day.
contestant.
Is it
was
Was
Mother's
it like
Day?
Mother's Day recently?
I don't
Very
know. Must have been
thematic.
on the
I wonder
mind.
I wonder if a lot of people were posting about their mother.
All right, well, let's see. Yeah, okay.
Not
shut up,
you
Phil.
calling out Liana for being
Hey,
lazy.
that's a good idea. That's not lazy. That's just convenient.
Okay,
I'm
I just wanted to
resourceful.
make sure that you weren't trying to be like, oh, how
I'm not
can
being
you-
a shady bitch. I'm saying that might have happened. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad or good thing.
So did Colby post his daughter on Mother's Day?
That's a picture from like, I'm sure that child is fully grown now. That's like a Getty image from like 20 years ago or 10 years ago or something.
Did you
It's,
search Colby Donaldson child?
Colby Donald? So I do
let me
Survivor
search
contestant
that.
name family, then
Okay.
Survivor contestant name mother, Survivor contestant name father, Survivor contestant name brother, Survivor contestant until I iterate through
Liana,
until I find somebody.
Don't give away how the sausage is made.
Oh, sorry. It's
Yeah,
magic.
no, it's freeze dried
the-
pork.
Deep
Yeah.
fried pork. Yeah.
It's deep fried pork. It's definitely not myrrh.
Okay,
Jill
that's
welcomed their
David
baby daughter
Spade.
named
Okay.
Brinley Donaldson on June 24th, 2009. So she is
okay.
14 right now.
Okay,
or
so all
trans.
right.
Oh,
so maybe
David
it wasn't as
Spade.
cool as I thought.
Yeah, why David
Correct.
Spade?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. David Spade.
Just David
Sierra,
Spade is
David
it's
Spade.
just it's just a
Joe
photo of David
Dirt,
Spade.
Joe.
Okay, a photo of David Spade. So David Spade was in Tommy
Dickie
Boy.
Roberts. Oh, Tommy Boy.
Oh, Tommy Sheehan.
The babies are back.
He
Wait
was
for you
also
to-
in Joe Dirt
Oh,
Mm.
Joe
or Joe
Angela.
Murr.
Yeah, and Dickie Roberts.
Dickie Roberts,
Oh,
former child
who's
star.
Dickie?
David Spade. You could also talk about the tribe Espada in Survivor Nicaragua.
Okay.
Or the David
I
tribe.
got a
in Survivor
Fabio
Nicaragua.
haircut.
Wait, is it someone from the David's tribe?
Yeah, it could be. It could be as
Could
well.
be.
So we have a lot of
Okay.
options right now.
Okay.
Okay, here's your next clue, which
Okay.
I skipped.
Oh.
Well, let's go back.
Coconut
your next
water.
clue.
Coconut water.
That's coconut water.
for
Good
later.
job,
Oh,
you guys.
okay.
You're nailing it.
Ooh.
So we know that Vince Sly is a coconut vendor, but again, I am making a very broad assumption that this woman is not Vince Sly's mother.
Okay.
Wait, there's something. Is it Davy?
It could be because
I'm sorry, I'm stuck thinking about David versus Goliath now. What?
yeah,
was
and
there...
we
there's
do
the-
know David's mother Hazel was on the show.
Oh,
We know what
right.
Hazel looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't
Oh,
remember her to the point where I would say, "Oh, that's Hazel."
Yeah, and also Liana's giving us fake names. So
I did
okay.
say a fake name. Okay,
Co-
well, let's. You already
coconut
got a little bit of a
water.
teaser of this, so let's just jump ahead to your bottle clue.
Okay. It's a picture of a man, like from a bathroom sign. A little precocious detective girl.
Another
Sherlock.
ginger. It's Tommy
Tommy
Sheehan.
A tiki statue, and a cross out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Tequila.
Mm.
Tiki.
Okay. What if that's an idol and it got nullified? No. What
Okay,
if-
now wait a minute. Now wait a minute.
Carl
No,
Boudreaux.
I was about to suggest Troyzan, and again,
Yes, that is
'Cause I- well,
Troy
'cause I-
Zavala.
because I
I'm
thought
stuck on the David Spade and thinking that it's got to be someone from the David's tribe. That's
So then
all.
what
that
does
I'm
it have
stuck
to
on.
do with Tiki? Because I was thinking the end part. So Tiki on No was the name of the merge tribe in Survivor One World. And then I thought, oh, David Spade, just shoot me, photographer. But then again, I remembered the picture.
Oh my gosh, you're thinking so like more advanced. I'm like, that's an immunity idol, and like it's like
It could be an idol,
You're-
yeah.
no, but you're thinking of things in a way that like my brain is just not.
No,
capable
but Jenny,
of
I think we
doing.
go Occam's razor here. I totally think idol nullifier. Man who found the idol nullifier. It could be easily be Carl.
Yeah, that now with the idol nullifier part. Yeah, so man found idol nullifier.
You
and
have
then coconut water. He found it in a coconut that had washed up on the shore. Remember, he
Is
got
that
exiled.
where he found it?
He got exiled, and it said, "Oh, you have until this time
Oh,
before the
yeah.
coconuts get washed away to find the idol nullifier."
Okay, and also, yeah, okay, yeah.
you have one
feeling good
more
with it.
clue.
Oh, 11
Okay.
clue.
Okay,
I
so
love a
let's
bonus
see
Bonzo clue.
what you think.
Bing.
The hell
with
is
your
that?
clue.
It's the
Oh, is that
logo
the
for-
Bing?
for
Is that the Bing?
Microsoft Bing.
Microsoft search engine.
I did not know what the logo for Bing was, so thank you for that. Okay, well, we got
Got
it.
Gotta be Carl.
We got it. It's
All right,
gotta be Carl.
You're locking in Carl Boudreaux from the David's tribe, David v. Goliath. Let's see if you're correct here
There's like
with
a 1%
your
chance it's Troyzan. but
answer.
it's
Yeah,
usually
don't
gonna
rule
be-
out Troyzan. But no, it is
Yeah,
Carl Boudreaux. And yes,
Carl.
Mike, there he is searching for the idol
Wow.
nullifier thing in the coconuts, like in the water. So that's why I picked
Wow.
coconut water, because it's like in the
Gotcha.
water. Coconut
That
water.
makes sense. I was thinking of like the scene from like the reward where like isn't there like a gif of like because when we were on Davy because of the Davids
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then isn't there like a gif of him like pouring like beer on himself or something like that?
Davey poured it on himself, but that was the reward where Carl got really drunk and everyone.
That's
started
the
plotting against
reward that
him.
Carl got really drunk. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking. I was like, that wasn't coconut water, that was beer. Anyway, I'm glad
right,
we
well-
got to the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Phil for the idol nullifier
Yeah, you got that.
out there.
Absolutely.
I'm
Okay.
good at looking at pictures.
Yes, you are. Let's see if you can look at these pictures, Phil. See what you do with this.
Look at the
Contestant number
pictures.
All right.
5,
That's a
Aha,
baby.
A mother.
Ashley.
Ashley.
This is fake name. This is Ashley, and Ashley is the daughter of a Survivor contestant.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Now I'm looking
Sure.
at this photo. It looks fairly old, but I don't know if that's like a filter on it.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like an Instagram filter. Well, I don't know. Maybe Liana did like an artistic frame around it. But this is giving like,
There's some drop shadow.
2013 like Instagram filters
And
where
it looks like it could be
we're
in
putting
like
sepia on everything.
yeah, it looks like it
Okay.
can be in like post secrets.
Okay.
Okay. So Ashley,
It looks like a
let's
baby.
see. It does look like a baby. That's good. That's the first
Mhm.
start. It
Got
does
a bow.
look
It's
like
it's
a bit-
swaddled in a rose
Mhm.
patterned wrap
thing.
blanket.
Yep.
Don't know
Tortilla.
what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Tortilla.
Okay.
It's a baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Here is your first clue.
Aha!
Okay, so this I
Uh.
know this. So this is the performer from Finland who made a cutting through the competition at this year's Eurovision.
Okay, I was gonna say, is
ceremony.
this Eurovision? Okay. I'm so glad someone here knows. Jesus
Because
Christ.
Liana showed me the video prior to our
I
recording.
made
last
Mike watch the video
Wow.
last week.
Okay. Thank God. Thank you, Liana,
Okay,
for
so
not being able to like resist.
I thought of this clue and I like had to do this person based on this clue solely. So I was
Yeah,
like,
so
I don't care. We're doing it.
Okay, so what?
So
describe this for
conceived
the
at
people.
Eurovision.
So I want
Like-
to remember that I believe the song is called like Cha
It's
Cha
in
or
Europe.
something. Yeah, where Notre Dame is.
Yes.
So something about Finland. The song is called Cha Cha Cha. So maybe something. Could it be? Oh,
Christina Cha?
Nailed it.
Katrina Cha.
Nailed it.
We share a birthday.
Open and shut.
Okay, let's get to your next clue. See if this confirms or denies your
Okay,
Okay.
the
suspicion.
Women's Alliance
Yeah,
Okay.
ladies,
Uh-huh.
getting
They
it done.
definitely
All
look
ha-
like
that
their
all have
friends.
similar waist sizes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so we got 5 women. Okay. How about
Okay.
your next clue? Let's see
Okay.
what
Wow, Liana took a picture from Christina's bedroom
Okay.
circa 2012. Dude, you didn't even. Did you literally
forgot the
draw an X
dart.
over it?
No, I googled clip art X transparent background instead of just drawing an X like a normal person. Well, I was like, well, because the other one has a white background and you need a transparent background.
Mhm.
You are a
Some-
visionary.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Thank you. Yes. So what are we seeing right now?
Oh, we
Oh,
are seeing
this
just
is
the
Alicia.
best
Yeah.
clip arts locally sourced red X I can see over a picture of Alicia Rosa from
Yes.
Survivor One World.
That is
Yeah.
correct. Okay. Well, look, you got
Great
your
bathing suit,
you got
though.
your bottle clue left. Maybe you just want to guarantee that you're on the correct
Sure, of
path. So
course.
let's
Okay, so
think about this.
fourth place, someone's dad world.
One.
Is that
Is this
Juan
man's name
Perón?
Juan?
Is that
Is
Juan
this man's
Perón,
name
a former
Juan?
president of Argentina?
I'm just assuming this man's name is Juan.
Okay.
Was literally the president of Argentina or former president.
Okay, so what do you think this is?
So fourth place, Juan World.
Juan World.
Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing you say is I'm hearing you lock in Christina Cha
Yeah.
as
Christina
your
Cha.
guess based on
Christina Cha Cha Cha.
Cha Cha Cha. Christina Cha Cha Cha. Is this correct? Are you on the money? And indeed, you are.
Woo!
There we
Yes.
go.
Wow.
That is this guy here. This is Juan Carlos I, the former king of Spain. So you're close.
Ah.
But
What
yeah.
do you do?
King of Spain.
I'm
Like-
learning so much.
Why isn't he
Yeah,
king
this
anymore?
is an educational podcast.
He just stepped down. I don't know. He didn't die or anything, I don't think.
He just stepped down.
I googled
It's a
famous
lot of
Juans.
pressure.
That's how we
Famous
got there.
ones.
He didn't get like Juan Pablo.
No,
Whoa.
I started laughing at the picture of that guy, and then I just couldn't.
You're like,
do
this is
anything
good. This
else.
is
I
the
was like,
one.
I'm
Wow,
sorry,
he
this
he
is-
abdicated in
man.
2014. That was only a couple of years after Christina Cha played in Survivor
Ah, okay.
One World.
See?
Wow.
No, all adds up.
Okay, when was the baby?
That was where we were
picture
supposed to
from?
deduce it from.
I don't know. I
Were
found
we
it on
right
their
that
Facebook,
it was
dude. That was
like-
like the creepiest I've ever felt in my life. Because like most of the time I just go to their Instagram page and it's like public or whatever. But I had to like this because I was so committed to the bit of doing cha 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 for Christina Cha.
Yeah.
So I had to go to her Facebook account to find it.
Okay, this is odd. I Google Christina Cha child and Google autofilled child named Colby Donaldson.
Well, this is
boy.
what you were just searching. You know, it's
That
based on
child's
your
name
history.
is Colby Donaldson.
Yeah.
This is my child
Christina
Colby
Cha-Cha Child.
Colby Donaldson Shaw. That's
Okay.
one CDC I can get behind.
Oh my
Oh
God.
boy. All right. You have one more person. Let's see if you can go 6 for 6 here. You guys are killing it, killing the game.
Oh,
Here is
man.
your last contestant.
Okay.
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 So this
Black and white
is
photo.
Rex. This
Mm.
is the child of a
Okay.
Survivor contestant.
Interesting, and
Okay, sure.
probably the lead singer of an indie band, if this
Okay.
picture is of any
Rex.
marker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or at least a model.
Right.
Okay. So Rex is here to play the game. Let's see what you guys
Okay.
come
Mm.
up
All
We've
right,
with.
got
we-
the Property
the- we
Brothers.
got the
Property
two
Brothers.
Property
So, and what are the
Bros.
names? We've got
Drew and
Drew-
Jonathan.
Drew and Jonathan. Okay, so it's not Jonathan's child, Jonathan Young's child. Could it
Okay.
be
It's not Drew
Andrew?
Christie's
Could it be
child.
Andrew Savage's child?
And
I'm trying to think of
Andrew.
other Drews.
Drew.
Hmm.
Those are some
Property
thoughts.
Brothers.
Could also be. Well, I was gonna say could be the child of like one of the Christie brothers, but
But like this guy looks old
he's
enough
too
that like
old.
I don't think that the person that
hmm?
not the person that
Drew
well
Christie,
maybe not the person that
Drew
birthed
Christie could have
them,
taken a child bride. You don't know.
but- Oh my god.
That's right. You don't know.
I don't know and I don't want to know.
All right.
That's
so we
Jam
have,
Jam says his superpowers he can tell when people are lying. Mine is to discern who's had child brides.
Oh, no. Oh no.
All right. Go back to being
Who's
a
wishing
dog,
for that
Mike.
skill?
I
We
liked
should-
it better when you were
we
just
should work-
barking.
Yeah. Can we get a rough?
Yeah, that's. Oh, am I? Can I get a rough?
It truly is rough.
Okay, sit,
Okay.
stay.
Oh boy. Yeah, definitely don't speak. All right. Let's go to your next clue. So, not a bottle clue.
W
bomb question. W bomb.
W.
Bomb.
It's like it's not just a bomb. It's like a nuclear bomb. It's got like the little toxic little thingy on it. I
Wa
didn't
bomb.
miss. I don't know. It's
Wa
got a little
bomb.
thingy.
Mhm.
Whose famous phrase is "Wabam"?
Oh, yes, of course.
Isn't there a
I
guy
forgot.
from The Bachelor who was saying?
Oh, that was Waboom.
Oh, that was Waboom. Sorry.
And it wasn't a question, Phil.
It
was a
the-
statement.
It wasn't
the
a
only-
question. He was
only
very,
season of The
uh,
Bachelor I ever watched because this man went Waboom, and he was
He
like,
would like wind up, like charge up, like he was a Dragon Ball Z character.
Because I remember this.
It
but
was
I-
like JoJo, wasn't it?
Oh,
JoJo?
yeah.
no, it was.
Was it?
I think it was Rachel Lindsay's season. That's the only one.
Oh,
I've
okay.
watched.
I did watch that season as well.
Okay.
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 Well,
Waboom.
okay. So Waboom.
Sorry.
question
Sorry.
mark.
So
So it's not
Waboom, yeah.
Waboom, is what we figured out from that.
Yeah. Okay. so
Um,
not Waboom.
And it's a
Could it be some-
question mark.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Property
Waboom
Brothers.
and the Property Brothers.
Keep this in.
Okay, let's go to your next clue. I'm curious to know if this is going to help.
Oh, okay. So we've
Aha.
got. Did you draw this yin yang?
It
You
looks
couldn't
like
find the clip art.
quotation.
It looks
Liana?
like. Well, wait. Is this yin or is this the Pepsi
It's
logo?
not a
I
yin
can't-
yang. I don't think.
Kind of
I don't even want to tell you how long
Okay.
it took me to try to draw it.
No, it's art, Liana. It's good. I like
Because I
it.
kept drawing them and then creating a copy and flipping it, and it looked just so bad.
No, it's symmetrical. It's
Listen,
symmetrical.
Liana, you
this
don't
was
have to
my
say it
fifth
back,
try.
but
Yeah, but
I
it's
love
symmetrical.
you.
Ugh.
so good.
I like
Okay.
it.
For
Well,
all
I
of this.
I couldn't find what I wanted, so I was like, I just got to draw these weird.
Your art is
sperm
good.
looking
That,
Your
things.
art
that is a red and blue.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Pepsi.
Interesting.
Okay.
What's this other? Is that
So
like a
there's
flower?
the
Sun
sun.
chips?
Is this like some sort of like yoga or dharma like thing?
Ah,
Hmm.
ooh, possibly.
Right, so you've got so you got 3 circles, right?
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
has a sun in it, One has some
Okay.
more circles in it, and one
Okay.
has like a blue and red yin yang kind of thing,
Which
going
would
on,
indicate
right?
to me heroes versus villains, because the merge tribe was named Yin Yang, the tribes were blue
yeah.
and red. The
Ooh.
sun, could
It's
this
like
could this be Coach? Because I'm thinking about this sun, I'm thinking about like Coach Chi. I'm thinking about some sort of like
Oh,
Eastern
Coach
stuff.
Chi, yeah.
Coach Chi.
He wasn't
Okay.
on Yin Yang, but
Oh,
maybe that counts.
And
Okay.
this is Coach. I mean, age-wise, it checks out to have a son around this
But
person's
what about
age.
the Property Brothers? What was that about, guys?
Does he flip how? Oh wait, it's Russell Hance. It's Russell
Wait,
Hance.
Russell
Property
Han-
Brothers. He did Selling
That
Hance or whatever it was
flipping
called.
thing
That
with
flipping
his-
houses show. Yin Yang. Russell, I'm sure, has a tattoo of a sun somewhere.
He just looks like a guy.
Doesn't
He's
he have daughters?
catchphrase Wabam also.
Okay. Oh, he also says, "Well, bomb down."
Yeah. Oh,
Christian."
bomb. Harvey,
It's like-
bomb. You dumbass.
I remember that very famous phrase from
Yeah.
Heroes vs. Villains when it said, "Parvati, well, bomb you dumb."
Okay. All right. All right. Let me give you your bottle clue. Let's see
Let's see.
if this helps to
Oh my gosh.
confirm your thoughts.
Okay.
The Jackson.
Okay, that's Jackson 5.
Okay.
Jackson with like
Talk to the hand. Is that a flag pin? Is that the
it's like
Germany
Splenda.
flag?
No, that's
No,
sugar.
it's Splenda.
That's sugar.
It's like no, is it
Oh.
sugar or is
Oh,
it
is this
0
JT?
calorie? It's like a Splenda.
Oh.
Said no to
like,
sugar.
non-calorie sugar.
Jackson. Wait, what's the box? Said
Like,
no more sugar.
inside.
Put it in the box.
Sugar in my box now.
So
Put it
Jackson
in
with
there.
Jackson with no
What's Jackson?
sugar. Jackson could be 5 with no sugar.
5.
5 days. No,
Or
5
the
with-
Jackson 5 saying ABC with no sugar.
Okay.
What's the box with the
Something
line?
inside the box.
Wait,
just be
this
box?
one? Is it not width? I thought it was width.
Oh, width.
With
Okay.
Yeah.
Jackson with.
Talk to the hand. What is the flag? Is that the Germany flag?
What? Oh, wait, no, the pin? I don't think we're supposed to look at the pin.
Well,
No,
I
he's
don't know
refusing
what
the
clue.
sugar. He's refusing the
No
sugar.
No
Sugar.
sugar. Or is this Gabon and somebody
Inside.
saying no to sugar?
Oh, no sugar. JT. Wait, no, wait.
That's
hold
what
on.
I did. That's what I thought.
No, but I was talking about Sugar, the Survivor player, not the sugar.
I would
flag.
imagine
Yes.
that doesn't time out. JT
Because
got.
she was
Oh,
she's
I'm
on Heroes
totally.
vs. Villains,
I
right?
Yeah,
was
but- yeah,
sorry,
but
I
J-
was
but
thinking
JT
about
got
JT with
married.
the sugar and Michaela.
Oh,
got
that's a
married.
good one. Oh, that's another interesting one.
That when you said JT and the sugar, I was thinking of.
Said no
Wait.
to sugar.
Oh my gosh.
But JT, I feel like he got married like 5 years ago. I don't know if the timeline juts up unless
Maybe he
Rex
adopted?
came from a
Oh,
different
that's
No,
way
affair.
to
that
mess
is,
us up.
no. We're way far off base. We're.
But
I think
It's
let's
not.
go back to the Jackson side of things. Is there like
Okay.
a 5 or another thing that we should be
5
associating?
with 5. He's got the hand up.
Okay, could it be with 5? With 5 sugar?
it's 5
Coffee.
in 4.
So the order matters.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a hint. The order
Sure.
of these clues matter.
Oh
Okay.
Jesus! The order of these clues in this sequence right here.
That is correct. Yes. They are
I didn't know one
sequential,
previous-
and
Okay.
that makes
With
sense.
no
So
sugar
Mm.
in.
which you're thinking for the potential last clue does go last, for example.
Okay.
Okay.
No sugar in.
No. What,
Chagrin.
chagrin. Yeah, with no chagrin? Did
Okay.
someone say chagrin on Survivor?
Okay.
I don't know.
Liana's like,
Sounds like
you
we've
guys
had
are
enough.
never getting
This
this.
is
You're never
hilarious,
getting
but
this.
we're starting to cycle here through the same ideas.
Okay.
So let's jump to your next clue. You got 2 more clues
You got
here.
more?
So
Okay.
I'm very
God.
curious to see. This is definitely the hardest one I think that I put together.
Yeah.
Oh,
A sack
sack
of
of potatoes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Potato sack.
now I'm thinking, could this be? And now I'm even like, screw the yin yang. Could this be Brad Culpepper? Because I am fairly sure that there was this yin yang esque logo in the set direction of Survivor Blood versus Water that Brad Culpepper ended up getting tattooed, I think,
Oh
after
my
the
God.
season.
What?
If I'm remembering that correctly.
I actually think this is going in a different direction. I think because of the sack, I actually think it's Terry Dietz.
Wait,
Why?
go back.
Dietz
Could it be that
nuts.
5 is
Sorry.
in and 4 is like 5 is out and 4
That's
is
what
in?
I was. That was what
Wait,
I was
what?
thinking. It was like
Sorry,
5,
can you go?
Like, you know how
5 in,
Brad did the
4.
Culpepper math, like 5 minus 4 equals in,
Yeah.
5 out of 4
Oh,
equals
Right.
in, and 4 out of 10 equals
5
out,
into
or whatever.
10 equals out. Yeah. I was thinking that too, but what does that have to do with the sugar?
Yeah, no, sugar is equal. Equal is a brand of sugar.
equal.
Oh, okay. So this is a
not
math
convinced.
equation.
Okay.
Okay, you've got
5.
Yeah, so I'm
Is that a
I'm
subtract then?
Okay.
5 minus.
Yes,
5?
wait, okay. I think you're right with Brad Culpepper because I think doesn't he have a son that was like
yeah, he had a son who was
did
a football
did a
player
football
who,
thing, and
yeah.
he seems
And
like he would. The guy in the picture was around this a
and I
similar age.
and I thought I recalled the name Rex, maybe.
Oh, is Rex
Just
real?
making stuff up to fit.
Yeah,
Is Rex real?
And Mike's like,
Rex
I'm
is a real
really
name.
No, because I
sure.
believe he played football also at Syracuse, which I think is where Brad Culpepper went.
What does Brad
The
Culpepper have
sack
to do
of
with the
potatoes
property
is
brothers?
the most telling because of that final tribal council outfit. Like that's the most leading.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Who else is a sack of potatoes? He's wearing a potato sack
Yep.
to the final tribal council.
It's all coming together. It's all
This
coming
is
together.
Culpepper math.
You have a
But what's
final
the-
clue if you'd like to have it.
Let's do it. Why not?
Give it to us.
A foot.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. Okay. So football head.
So-
Arnold.
Did JT
is-
ever play JT and Sugar playing football?
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
no.
we usually refer to it by baseball terms, but sure, we can refer to it with football terms. Yeah, this has got to
End
be
zone.
Brad Culpepper. So now I'm intrigued with the property brother stuff. Like, does he? I mean, is it because like he was an interior decorator? He styled himself as one, and they flip houses and do interior decoration and all
Is that
that
what
stuff,
him
I
and
think?
is that what him and Monica do?
No, but remember that like back in Game Changers, he was like hanging those big balls on the shelter, be like, I love interior decorating.
Yeah, he does love the decorative balls.
The decorative balls. Okay, well, let's lock in your answer. Maybe we can go through some of these clues and see what contestant they match and how they do. So I'm hearing Brad Culpepper locking in as your final answer. This is the final contestant you're with.
The
Let's see if
sack
you can make
locked it
it
in for me.
6 for 6. It is ba-boom!
Okay.
Brad Culpepper.
So I recognized those tattoos. Yeah.
I thought you might, Mike. I was actually
Ooh,
nervous
that's
about that clue
wild.
because I was like, this weirdo is going to be like, well, Brad Culpepper has a tattoo on
And
his
did I
side.
disappoint?
And you
Amazing.
knew. I'm
Yeah,
so
that's
impressed.
because I remember
Incredible.
that was a piece of set decoration from Blood versus Water. Like I
Mhm.
remember it from the Redemption Island arena, and he got it tattooed on himself.
Yes. So you were on the money with the Property Brothers. So he was decorating around the camp and he was like hanging all the balls, and the Property Brothers like decorate and flip houses. So I felt like that fit, but it's still obscure enough. This one, I'm so curious now that you know that it's Brad Culpepper, if you can figure this one out.
No fucking way.
I mean, was it like is it an FU Brad Culpepper thing?
Okay. So remember Weapons of Mass Destruction?
Oh,
AKA WMDs, AKA what would Monica do?
Oh,
WWMDs. So that's why you put
Oh
W.
my
I love
God.
that. That's so good.
Liana,
That's so
I would
good.
never get that. That's incredible.
I could have
like-
looked at this for 8 more hours.
Yeah.
and never got
Well,
it.
bomb. And we just be going.
What bomb?
Wa-bomb.
I mean,
We'd
I
just be saying,
prefer
"Wah-bah."
your interpretation. That was so much better than what would Monica do. But yeah. Okay. So then the this one is his tattoos, which I showed the image of. So that one we
Right.
got. And then this one. Okay. So the official quote from Brad Culpepper is 5 with 9 equals in.
Oh, so
So-
Jenny, you were right with the pin. This is
Yes,
a German
it's a
person.
German
No.
part. He's saying
Yes.
9.
He's saying no, 9 in
Oh.
German.
Ah.
So I gave him a little
like-
German lapel
I
pin.
was gonna say that's not part of the picture. It does look like clip art.
Oh wait,
It is. It's a clip art picture that I then shrunk down to put on his little lapel.
I often also wear like a Canada pin everywhere to let people know.
I tried to have like Dolly or Crayon create an image for me, and it came up with things that I could not show. So I went with this as an option. But yeah, so Jackson 5, the box is showing the width, right?
Yeah.
So not the height, the length, the width. And then the equal is blue. So it's like Splenda is yellow, Sweet and Low is pink, equal is blue in color, and then the box is in. So 5 with 9 equals in. And then you guys nailed it with the potato sack, and then obviously the football clue. So,
man, you're next level. Your brain.
Brad Culpepper, congratulations. You guys, I thought you weren't going to get the last one. I'm so impressed. You guys nailed these.
Thank God.
Always so
Mike
fun to see
weird.
you guys.
Mike carried us.
That's what I say every night before I go to bed.
Thank God I'm weird.
Yeah,
Positive affirmations, baby.
I do have one thing I will present though for everyone.
Uh-oh.
See if you can hear this.
Oh, squirrel. Oh my God.
So that's Waboom.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I meant with the clue.
That is
what
the
I was
clue.
thinking.
It was Waboom.
His name is Kevin Shrek.
Waboom
donkey. Yeah, I guess so.
That could be part of the impressions that Danny
does. Get out of my reeds, damn it. All right. Well, that was a delight. Liana, you outdid yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Your brain, man.
I'm going to move the spotlight over, though, to our guest for one final thing that we do to end every B&B. Give us a charity or cause between the two of you, I suppose. Or you could each do one if you want to. The more the merrier that you would like to highlight for the listeners out there.
I got one for the two of us. So I will give a shout out to the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation. So the website is thepmcf.ca. It's based in Canada. I have a personal friend who has been, going to the Princess Margaret Hospital for stage 4 cancer treatment, and I know from her experiences that it's an incredible hospital, and anything for this foundation helps this hospital, and they do incredible stuff for cancer patients. And so that so thepmcf.ca, and the donate button is like right at the top. So
amazing. Well, very charitable cause, and thank you both for coming on. This was so much fun. We were beaming as much as Jamie is, like even on a bad day, from all the shenanigans that we underwent today. So thank you both for coming on for this, pseudo double date with Baby and Bones on the B&B.
We love Baby and Bones.
You both have podcasts going on. Jenny, what would you like to plug at the moment?
So Rob, Sessamina, and I are still hitting and quitting depending on what we are being given. So check out our Hit or Quit podcast. This past week, I believe it got uploaded today. We watched the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Judge Steve Harvey. Why? I don't know.
But like,
why not?
But why not? But why is he the judge?
He doesn't even have a law degree, but you know what? He is. It's the court of common sense. Okay. Anyway, Rob and I loved it. We had an excellent guest, Jason Reed, join us to talk about the first 2 episodes of Judge Steve Harvey. It was a great time, an unexpected delight. And so check that out. And we are basically just like treading water at this point as we prepare for the excitement that is Claim to Fame coming in late June. And also there's like this Stars on Mars show. It's like Special Forces : World's Toughest Test, but it's fake space.
In space, yeah.
But and hosted so by William Shatner.
Yeah. So if you love the worst reality television concepts you've ever heard of, Rob and I will find it, and we'll at least podcast 1 episode and see if we want to do it again. So check that out. We have our own dedicated Hit or quit feed. And other than that, this was just such a delight. Thank you for having both of us on. We're such disasters and hot messes, but I know that we have a safe home here at the B&B where we can be our messy selves. So thank you.
Yeah,
Where
so
good
if
things
anyone
happen.
if anyone wants a good aperitif as to who is going to be on Stars on Mars, let me just hook you in with Lance Armstrong to begin with.
Not Neil Armstrong.
Nope. And then of course he's followed up by his wingman McLovin from Superbad.
Of course.
They go together. Adam Rippon, Ronda Rousey is there. I think Ronda Rousey is gonna kick McLovin's ass by the end of the show. That's my one prediction. So yeah, and also what's her name from Modern Family. So really who's who of people in a space station.
It is truly a who, at least, if not a who's who.
I'm just happy if this begins the Lance Armstrong redemption tour. I will be
no.
so mystified. Should Steve Harvey be the new host of Survivor if Jeff Probst steps down?
Oh my gosh. I would love that actually, because he commands a room. I think, well, here's the thing is I think that he would just like turn tribal council into just like making fun of everyone, but like it would be in such an endearing way. So like, I mean, I would watch it.
I would love it because it'd be like Carolyn saying something silly and Steve Harvey would be like,
and he catches, like he pays attention to your like facial expressions. Like he's even picking up on things more than Jeff Probst would be. So I mean, if he can settle court cases, he can host Survivor. He can do anything.
And they're both good at like subtly like finessing like a ball joke in like seamlessly without
which is very
drawing any
important.
attention to it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a little bit outrageous on Family Feud now, but
Court of opinion.
kind of both a skill
Same
set.
thing.
well, Phil, you are as subtle as Steve Harvey when it came to talking about a very subtle show. I got to hear you talk Succession this week, which was awesome. You want to plug that appearance?
Yes. So I was invited by the great Dr. Amanda and Grace Leader to talk about Succession, my favorite TV show. And, I came out of my shell every few months. I got to get on a podcast. So that was a lot of fun. We had some laughs, we popped the nut, yada, 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 Succession. I would also like to plug Hit or Quit with Jenny Autumn and Rob Cesternino. It's a good show, good listen. I also made some silly videos for school. It's a bunch of silly rap videos I made. If you want to check that out, it's Young Manners on YouTube, baby.
See, this is what good simping is, people.
Mm-hmm. We love it. We love to see it.
Check out Young Manners on YouTube.
There we go. Mutual
Before I
simping.
delete it.
Yeah.
I simp for Phil.
Yeah.
But like
That's why it works. We simp for each other.
It's like
mutual
Brad-
simping.
It's like Brad Culpepper's, Microsoft Paint yin yang tattoo, right? We all feed into the other one.
Liana, can you send me that so I can get it as a real tattoo? Like, I feel like that's just how my brain works. It's like, I like parody songs. I like to parody people's tattoos. Put up like, what if I got Brad Culpepper's tattoo, except it was done
by Liana
Boraas.
Yeah.
I think that's a good first hat for me.
I love it. I love it for you.
Well, Liana, you were talking about people who are certainly painting in a different regard in the forms of Drag Race as well as Masked Singer. What's been going on this week?
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at Liana RHAP. We're done with the Masked Singer. Puya and I recorded our finale podcast. That should be out soon. And who knows when season 10 is going to happen. So we're just going to buckle up.
Without the writers to craft those perfect jokes said by the judging panel.
I know. It's how will Ken Jeong cope without the writers room? So got the Masked Singer. And then, of course, Drag Race, as Mike mentioned, we're going to be recording that this weekend to cover everything from All Stars Season 8, Episode 3.
All right. And you can follow everything I'm doing at a Mike Bloom type. Mentioned it before, had a delightful conversation with Jamie where she revealed a lot of stuff, including, this surprisingly close relationship with Jam Jam that may pay off in a jury vote. In the end, why she chose to side with the Tikas over the Sokas and her reaction to her edit. It was a really fantastic conversation. So I encourage you people to check that out. I'm not done talking Survivor 44 in just a few days' time. I'm hopping on the old line for Rob Cesternino to do our biannual, I suppose, feedback show, getting into I Can Only Imagine. That seems to be a veritable mystery bag of things to get brought in. So I'm excited to see whatever the hell Rob has prepared in this case, or Chat GPT as well. So check that out. I think we're recording live, I think starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday. So feel free to check that out to get more of my thoughts as well as Rob's about this episode, about what's coming up in the finale, and I'm sure much more miscellaneous stuff in between. Then over on post-show recaps, I am covering Barry. Mrs. Davis just recently ended, which was a freaking wackadoo show. Now that it's officially done, I encourage everyone to go check out Mrs. Davis on Peacock or whatever like the equivalent is in other countries. It includes some of the wildest yet most enjoyable twists I've ever seen in television. And we have subsequent coverage of that, covering Silent with Dr. Amanda. I was also on the pretty good podcast with Chester, with Obstinensky, and with Josh Wigler, where we did a bracket of season 2 sketches from I Think You Should Leave. That's a show where, with both present company as well as the greater audience, like, I will always encourage people to check out that show. If you like the stupid shit we're doing in this podcast, you will love I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. First 2 seasons are on Netflix right now. Third season's coming on May 30th, and we get into all the shenanigans that come from Tim Robinson's very warped yet very funny brain on that podcast. And we're going to keep going with the B&B. We have one more installment, but as we like to say here, you can't misspell finale without Allie, as we are bringing back Allie Lasher to finish off our coverage, returning to the B&B to recap what should be a really fun conclusion. I mean, to Jenny's point, I don't see how it's not a Tika victor here, which is a very exciting outcome. And since we know the inevitable turn is coming, we got a hint of it in this episode. It is definitely going to, I think, see itself to fruition in some way in the finale. And between that and Jeff talking to this like very eclectic yet fun cast in the after show, I'm sure there will be plenty to get into. We're recording that next weekend before we bid it adieu and look ahead to 90-minute episodes of Survivor 45 in the fall. That being said, we are still accepting of any game submissions. If you have them, even though we're only doing them for one more week, you can email rhapbnb@gmail.com or use hashtag RHAPBNB. Special thanks to everyone in behind the scenes in RHAP for making this possible, getting this out to people on the internet, getting to see all of Liana's clip art glory in visual form as well as audio form, and Will from America for his fantastic theme song. Next week, Liana and I return to cover the end of Survivor 44 with Allie Lasher. Until then, we'll check you out at your next day.